There we go. I'm hosting. Oh, I love that. Oh, there we are. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
We are live. We're doing it live.
Doing it live?
In vivo!
Boom. And I'll change all this Twitch stuff or whatever while we're going. Okay. Oh, can't put that over there. Stuff or whatever while we're going. Okay. Oh,
A tweet I posted got liked by author I like. Yeah.
Aaron, question. In
Yeah.
case I decide to use this for H-Bomb and Friends, what are you using to record the audio?
Oh, just OBS.
It records the audio, or
Does every week, unless people have been lying to me. I listen to the show. You know it's mute, right?
okay, I
reading lips.
For one, I'm an XSplit guy, and two,
XSplit will do the exact same thing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's fine. It
records the audio only, or do I have to rip the audio from the video?
I'm not gonna send you. I mean, I can always just send you the audio. I mean, whatever you need, I got you.
Well, I'm just talking about the future.
Yeah, I think this is more like, hey, if he wants to do this for a future H-Bomb and Friends podcast.
Oh, okay.
Which again, I think as long as you capture,
say that on here?
as long as you capture an XSplit, you should be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I normally just drop it into Premiere Pro and just either hide the video and then just do the initial editing and then dump it over into.
Yeah. Well, I use Audacity to edit.
Well, I still do. I just save it as a wave.
Yeah.
Move it over into Levelator, then move it into Audacity and finish it all up from there. And I poach it for about 4 hours. Put it in the crock pot. It's good though. It's good stuff.
So I listened to the show last week.
Okay.
And
you were part of it.
About a minute in, I'm thinking to myself, this wasn't supposed to be in the episode. there's like a 5-minute long piece that
really
is clearly a mix of things that I don't think were supposed to be put on the air, and like random like dead noise and such.
Are you saying that I should start? Are you saying I should start listening to the show because I don't know what Aaron's putting on the show anymore?
Maybe.
I just forgot to put in. Like I forgot.
I think you forgot to take this segment out because it was like you put in the joke and then there was a music interlude, and then there was 5 minutes of right before we actually like went on the air that got on the show, and Tiny specifically said in the what became part of the episode, we're not live yet, right? He said no.
Oh God, what did I say that?
Oh man,
that I was that concerned about.
You used somebody's name in reference to.
Okay, what was that?
Some GameCube games fell over. It's fine.
Oh yeah, that's
okay.
Fine.
I thought I was the only one who had GameCube games in arm's reach.
I can't reach mine, but they're over
maybe. There. But they're not gonna fall.
Yes,
if they fell, there would be a colossal disaster.
Whatever.
But I mean, you have a bongo controller in reach.
I do, but I will raise you that, and I have every Resident Evil game released on the GameCube, including.
I don't play Resident Evil.
I have custom Robo. Anyway, we've been doing this a lot. We probably shouldn't do this. Like, look at how awesome my stuff is.
We do this a lot. This is the game stick.
Yeah, like we've
been.
The game stick is awesome.
The game stick. Oh.
Can I just start holding things up? Just because.
I mean, you can. No one's gonna see
How
it.
do I know you're not?
This is my brush.
I'm holding a sealed copy of Stadium Events.
Yeah, okay.
I
want to pay for that sealed copy. How much will you take for it?
Skies of Arcadia Legends.
I used to have that.
I
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Now you're just showing off. We should probably get started.
Actually, I think I have that too. I don't know if it's right here. But here's Tales of Symphonia.
Because then next week, Mike's going to say, hey, there was about 5 minutes.
That's just bullshit.
This is part of the show that made no sense.
All right.
People showing off games.
Keon is on. He said it's a.
Yo!
He said it's
Hey!
showtime. It's showtime. I think that's copywritten. I don't know. Michael
Hey,
Buffer. So I guess we can't imitate him, so we got to pay him. And Ben says,
I don't think it's going to be an issue.
I have the adjustable charging stand for the Switch, a solution in search of a problem.
I was confused by I appreciate that you bought Treasure Tracker because I bought that game too.
I almost did, and I was like, I didn't play the other one.
Oh, that's a great game, but if you've already played it,
I didn't finish it. I
You
bought
should play it again.
Yeah.
Plus, it has new stuff. All the Resident Evil on game too.
the new stuff that was unlocked with an amiibo on the Wii
No.
U was trash.
No, it's Odyssey levels. What's weird is they took out all the 3D world levels and put in the Odyssey level. So it's not like it's content. It has all the content plus they literally took out content. It makes no sense to me.
Maybe
I don't
they couldn't
understand
fit it
why.
I
on the
can
cartridge.
imagine taking out content for the 3DS version,
Yeah.
which I still don't know why they made one.
Oh, speaking of the Devil of Fire Emblem, by the way.
money.
Sure. I mean that would be a fine way to play it as well if I had never played it. But
Yeah, as long as you haven't seen the
played
other
it.
versions, then you'll be fine.
But yeah. So anyway, yeah. No, I just bought a stand. It doesn't chart it gets it up high enough that I can put a USB-C underneath the Switch without having a problem. So yeah, it's the non-definitive edition of Captain Toad. So they can come out with a definitive edition.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm glad you're here so we can both discuss how we're getting new
Hey,
PS4
Ben.
Pros.
Is it the definitive version or just the definitive?
Whatever. Get your.
I don't think they're gonna treat Toad like that.
Well, Toad
never
is
finished-
dead, you know.
I never finished the second Darksiders.
No one did.
I enjoyed it.
I never started
I
it.
remember,
I never.
remember Darker did. Well, he was trying to. Then he encountered that game
The
breaking
bug.
bug.
Yeah, I remember the
And
bug
that pretty
too.
much told me don't need to start this game. And I love the
Yep,
first one.
I've heard that
The
from.
first one was
It was
great.
fantastic. I was like, you got Portal,
played through
you
the
got some
first one.
Zelda, a little bit of Puyo Puyo. I just made that up. It's great. It's great.
I played through the first one in a weekend too. It was great. But...
Oh, Ben said I had it in my car but didn't pull the trigger. Are we talking about
Wait,
Darksiders?
Spider-Man. No, I think he's talking about the Spider-Man PS4. The PS4
None of
Pro.
you need this. None of you.
No, it's not even discounted. Come on now. Just find a glitch. Wait for Target to screw up again. You'll get it for half
Or
price. It'll
Amazon
be
or
great.
Walmart or
Best Buy.
Zales, whatever. You know, wherever you buy your games.
Ben, you do it. I do it. I'll do it.
Toys are
Together, buddy.
Ooh, too soon, Harold. Too soon. All right, we should
Together,
probably
buddy.
actually start this show, for real, because it's
Yeah.
almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
All right, this GameEnthus podcast episode 349. I'm Aaron, one of the hosts here. Mike is here.
And I'm signing off for the evening.
Have a good night, man. It's nice talking at you. Tiny's here.
Hey, I am here.
And after too
Hey,
long, yeah, you are here.
Beautiful video.
After way too long of a hiatus, we're welcoming back Harold, the H-Bomb. Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back. Yes, as you said, it has been a while. I'm thinking at least 2 years.
It's been that long? Wow.
Definitely at least 1 year, if not 2.
Let's go with
Okay.
one. Let's just make it. It's been one. We'll just make it. It's been one.
Retroactively
It's
better.
been 1 week.
It's been
Tiny
one
shot
week
first.
since the-
Mike's on camera. It's been 1 year. So Harold, for those who don't know you, could you fill people in about who you are, the various things that you do, and how you make people happy, please?
Hold on.
You're moving away from the microphone. It's not what I had in mind.
Accidentally unplugged my my UPS.
We can't have that.
Wires.
Okay.
Wires. They're like it's like
Fortunately,
a baby.
everything I needed for this is on the battery side. So we're
Oh,
good to go.
camera.
I'm Harold the H-Bomb Price. I do a podcast for coming up on 5 years now called H-Bomb and Friends. I also stream at twitch.tv/HBomb and Friends. Just celebrated my 1 year anniversary as a Twitch affiliate yesterday.
Nice, congratulations.
Thanks. Still haven't made enough for a payout, but hey,
Welcome to the club.
working on it. I mean, if they lowered their payout threshold to $50, I'd be good.
Guys, I think it's been longer than a year that Harold's been on. Anyway.
Yeah,
No.
I'm thinking it's 2.
It's actually like 2 years to the week.
Wow.
July 21st, 2016.
Well, at least we like anniversary.
Yeah, I was trying to remember when I went to the Imaginarium, because I remember talking about it here.
Like,
Pokemon Go. Remember 2 years ago, Pokemon Go had just launched.
Tiny, if we're trying to feel better about ourselves, you remind us of our follies, that works in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
That's,
I'm looking to buy a Spider-Man PlayStation 4 right now, so I don't know.
we've recognized the
No,
fire
come on,
when you
man.
come with a big bucket of grease.
Anyway, sorry, Harold. You were speaking.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm also during the year, I'm a teacher. I teach children with special needs in pre-K, and mostly children with autism, like myself. Well, I'm not a child, but yeah, I'm on the spectrum.
So you're off for the summer. So it's
I'm off for a couple more weeks yet. I go back the 1st.
okay. Wow.
It is an early start.
Yeah. Did you start
Yeah.
in May? Like when did summer start officially?
We ended last week.
Okay.
gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah, we ended just a couple days after Memorial Day.
Cool. I'm glad to get you back on here. I know when school starts, it gets a little dicey.
Yeah. Especially since I know you guys go long, and especially when technical difficulties happen.
Scheduled. We were
I've been
scheduled to
Difficulties
start at
never happen.
9:47.
Yeah, I mean, I emailed you and said, Harold, 9:47. You said, great.
I mean, I've been podcasting for 9 years now. I know technical difficulties can happen.
Yeah, actually,
I mean, in the early days of CBG, they happened just about every week in the early days.
Yeah, this was just nuts though. Like it shouldn't happen like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we're in Discord, and it's all
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
and
I think Tiny planned this, so we have to use
we
Discord.
can continue using Discord.
But then what happens if we have a
Discord,
guest that doesn't know how
Discord.
to use Discord at all, much like me? What then,
I mean,
Tiny? What
I
then?
made it in.
It's
That's
not
true.
really like I don't like.
Yeah, I think the difficulty lies on your.
Are they
end, Aaron.
Amish? Like,
Me, I don't
like-
need to do anything but download the client and
Right.
open an account.
Are they on? Like, do they not have electricity? Like, I don't know what you're asking.
Just tell them to shout into the void, and we'll make the rest of it
Okay, so
happen.
we'll only have
on Aaron's end.
Mennonites on the show from now on because they have blenders and Discord. So, duly noted. Harold, anything else you want to share with us and the fine listeners about you or what you've been up to as of late?
Just a lot of streaming. I've been doing actually month of July I did 4 9-hour streams for Extra Life.
Wow, that's what's up.
Nice.
Yeah, honor of my sister who was born prematurely and died after 9 days. So
Oh,
she would have been 36 on the 8th.
oh wow.
So yeah. So I dedicated those 4 streams, 36 hours for her, for Susie.
Yeah, good for you.
It's all right.
Especially since the hospital I play for, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Pete, their Extra Life money is going to a specialist in the neonatal ICU. So yeah, it really hits home.
Wow.
Hey, good stuff. So,
Anybody else want to say anything? Because I'm kind of
I was gonna say you should throw to Mike now. So you
yeah,
can follow
Mike.
up.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
no,
no,
don't be
it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
That
Yeah.
is what it is. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's right. It's using what is obviously a tragedy and putting good for the rest of the world.
Most definitely.
To be motivated by what, I don't know. I stumble over my own way of trying to say it, but anyway. So so since last week and me describing about how I have like no free time for like entertainment, what have you. It's more or less still the case. Still need to get stuff out of the old place, get it like cleaned up, finalized, and officially on the market. But we're pretty darn close to that. So the last bit of stuff that we had to get out of the house was in the attic, and a good chunk of that is my game stuff. And I did unearth some things that I didn't know where they were. I thought they were probably somewhere else, but no, they were found up there. Some cables and things like that. It was like, I don't know, when you feel like you knew where something was and you go searching for it and it's not there, and you start like tearing things apart, be like, it's got to be under this or behind, or I moved it.
It's under that nickel. Like, no.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, to see things. A lot of it's like, oh, I don't need that anymore. Why did I save that? And whatever. But it's still kind of interesting. Verifying that I still have some of the stuff that I thought I did. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why I'm keeping it vague, because
yeah, I was gonna say
like
what are we talking about, man? Like,
I mean, I could not for the longest time find my original manual for KO Fly Squadron, which is, the manual itself is probably worth about $300. So it was kind of like, yeah, I don't want to be without that. So yeah, found that today while I was going through stuff, and it's
good stuff.
Still in like as good a condition as it ever was, which is fantastic. So there's that. But yeah, just still like moving around. And how about this for something else, briefly enough?
Okay.
Getting things set up in this house, I had plans for where everything was going to go as far as like the TVs. Like I got my game TV, there's the living room TV, and then Elizabeth has, I wasn't really intending to say my wife's name, but anyway, there it is. Anyway, she was going to have her own TV and everything set up and everything. So
her game TV.
Her game TV.
Her game TV.
Exactly.
Let's just be specific.
Her game TV. And then to keep the living room is basically just this is a community spot, but this isn't like a game centric, location. So the TV that I had set up in the living room was the oldest TV that we have. It was like about a almost decade old Sony TV, but was at the time a relatively higher, not like super high end, but like a little bit above middle of the road Sony model. Like it was actually like a pretty good one. I got a really good deal on it at the time. And because of that, because nowadays all the TVs are like super thin, and it's like guaranteed no matter what you buy, the internal speakers are just terrible.
Okay.
But
right.
But that one, because it was thick and everything, like it actually had pretty good speakers and everything. That's why I'm figuring I don't need anything, just the TV in the box, and don't need a whole like surround sound setup and all that stuff. So after getting it all hooked up, about less than a week after, I'm watching, I'm like, why is this so dark? And I realized that the right half of the screen had kind of gone bad. And I was like, man, all right. So what I wound up doing is taking the newer TV, the one that's a 3D Sony TV that I'd mentioned before, a couple years ago, whenever it was that I bought it. Anyway, that became living room TV, and I bought a brand new one of the TCL 4K, basically the exact same one that I have, but this year's model for her game stuff, which is now partially being like underutilized because she doesn't have anything that does 4K or HDR or whatever, being as she's still using original model Xbox One. So that's where something may come into play at some point in the future involving an upgrade of some type, hardware-wise. But
Gotcha.
I didn't get a chance to play around with it too much. Other than the exterior look of it, it's practically the same TV either way as last year's model, but apparently it gets much brighter in general. So that's like the biggest thing, and it doesn't cost anymore.
That's always a plus.
Yeah, $600 retail, and I had my Best Buy discounts and everything, so I didn't pay that much by any means. But yeah, they're cool. I'd still like, for people looking and not wanting to spend an arm and a leg for a 4K HDR, everything's sweet. Like, it's a good set. It's I recommend for sure.
Was it one of those, if you go to one of those websites that rates TVs based on what you're using it for?
Yeah, artthings.com. They got good write-ups for both last year's and this year's models. Like, I mean, for gaming, it's fantastic. I bet the only thing that's, the speakers on them aren't great, but
I don't use my speakers anyway.
The reflect like mine, because it doesn't get quite as bright. It helps to be able to like shut the windows in the room, make it as dark as possible for certain things. But otherwise, I'm happy to have it. And it's got the built-in Roku and everything, which is actually kind of cool now because with Comcast, I think I mentioned before, like there's an app on Roku, and you can just stream whatever you want from Comcast on the TV, whether it's live TV programming or from your DVR or on demand or whatever you want.
Okay.
And that way I don't need any more cable boxes. They're just built into the TV. So this also factored into my thinking about how to handle the situation. And we got them. It's good. So anyway, I took up way more time than I intended. So
nothing wrong with that.
Tiny, what's going on at the yards?
Me and a bunch of high school friends met up at Yards Brewery up in Philly on Sunday.
High school with, on high school now, right?
Yes, people I went to high school. I don't generally hang out with
high school kids.
So, Aaron, we lost your camera just by.
Oh, that was intentional, my good man.
Okay, but so we went up to Yards and had a good time. But actually, I guess the bigger story of the weekend was on Saturday. I was helping some friends move, and
sorry to hear that. That's
it gets more interesting. I was helping some friends move, and so I was waiting next to the truck for that. It was the couple actually were carrying out their dining room table. I was waiting next to the truck, so I grabbed the next thing out, and the person at the top unfortunately lets the table slip. And really, I didn't think about it. I react to go grab the table to stop it from falling. And
I'm assuming this is one of those like solid oak, like weighs 1,000 pound kind of deal.
It was not light. I doubt it was solid oak. But so I do that and I catch it, caught the table. I feel like we need to stress the successes. And then I look at my left hand and it's a little bent further back than it probably should have been. I messed up my wrist something bad. I had it wrapped for a good chunk of the week. And typing is still I don't know, I'm still doing my weird I hunt and peck with my left hand, and then my right hand sits on the home row keys, which is probably why my typing teacher hated me. Oh,
you mean standard? That not this week? That's like what you typically do?
That's what I do when I'm being lazy, and now it's what I can do. It's what's comfortable and doesn't actively hurt.
Right.
Is stiff more. It's not my arm doesn't hurt much anymore, but it's just stiff, so it's taking time to get back there. But yeah, no, I caught a falling dining room table.
Sounds like it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, could have. The table could have been hurt. So. So anyway, it was. I was using it the next day. It was fine. It was swollen or whatnot. But even the bruising's gone away. So.
Did you go home and put your hand in rice? What did you do?
Well, it was we had one of them is a nurse practitioner.
Oh, okay.
So she like, can you move it this way and that way and feel this and blah 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 blah. She's like, it's probably a Brad sprain.
Did she say it to you as if you had suffered ear damage? Can you move this? Like,
no, no. But my sister, who is so she was sorry. That she's a physician's assistant that was there. My sister is a nurse practitioner. Like if it still hurts after Tuesday, you have to go get an X-ray.
No, leave me alone.
I'm like, okay, and I'm like, it doesn't hurt. Like it's stiff, but like it's not. Like I can sleep with it. Like I can sleep through the night with it now and whatnot. Like the first night when I rolled over on it, it did not like me. So, but she's like, you were gonna go get an X-ray anyway. I'm like. She's like, I'm not giving any medical advice without pictures. I'm like, I didn't ask for it. Like, this wasn't a consult. I didn't go to you.
Tossed her a fin. What do you think now?
Well, no.
Swollen.
So it turns out the reason that like my sister was acting this way. My dad on Monday was out working in my parents' backyard, and he got poison ivy. Like he ran into poison ivy, and he has a more severe reaction than anyone else in the family. So he texts Heather like, "Hey, what should I do?" She says this, and the next day, my mom sends her a picture. He failed to mention he got poison ivy on his face. Ow! My father looked like he got in a fight with Mike Tyson, and my father is a 60-something-year-old man.
Well, I hope he's a man.
Yeah,
your father thought he could beat Mike Tyson.
He looked like he got his ass kicked. So
was like his eyes swollen shut or something?
The second one was now swelling shut. Like the first one already was swollen shut, and that's what. And Heather's like, none of the stuff I told you should go on your face. Like, she's like, go to the doctor, get a steroid shot and whatnot, like and whatnot and all this stuff. It's helping, but like. I can understand my sister's hesitancy, but like I'm like, no, it's a sprain. Like it was a bad sprain, but so yeah. I hope my brother's having a better week than the rest of the males in my family. So aside from that, I watched the second Godzilla animated movie that's on Netflix. It came out like I think yesterday.
Okay, I was.
That sounds incredible.
Like the first one came out I think last year, and it's like. Hey, what if Godzilla took over the Earth, and like humanity went to space and then came back and all this stuff? So this one's now like, oh, we found the remains of Mechagodzilla and all this stuff. It's cool because they're referencing Mechagodzilla
really
and all
King
that.
Ghidorah, but go ahead.
Well, so he comes up too, but you have to watch it to find out how.
Is Bryan Cranston in this cartoon?
I don't believe so, but I did see that. What you saw the trailer for the sequel for that?
Sequel for what?
Godzilla to
live action.
The sequel's out already. I mean, the trailer.
No, there's a teaser. I think the trailer comes out tomorrow.
I like the first one.
But it features Bobby something, the girl who's 11 in Stranger Things.
Millie Bobby Brown.
She's in it?
Thank you. So all the trailer is like her in a bunker or something, and she's like on a radio, and she's like, I'm trying to reach Monarch, and then you start hearing it's very Cloverfield. Like you should watch it. But she mentions Monarch, which then makes me think, I'm like, wait, does that mean they're also going to tie this into the Kong Skull Island? Because
they've been trying.
They made that very clear.
Well, right. I didn't know they were making a sequel. I thought the first Godzilla hadn't done that well. So
we talked about
like,
that.
I
talked about the fact that like Kong Skull Island, spoilers, I'm sorry, made it very obvious that their intention is to merge those two things.
A monster.
Well, understood, but Kong Skull Island takes place in like the late 60s, early 70s. Then 2014 Godzilla is in like, let's say, modern day.
Yeah.
So like Monarch, you see how Monarch has transitioned. So I guess we'll see what happens. Like that trailer looks pretty cool. And then the other thing is, did you guys watch the Titans trailer?
I watched it earlier, and I was just like,
okay,
what is this?
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
What channel is it going to be on? That's my first question.
It's not going to be on any channel. It's going to be on the DC streaming service, is my understanding.
That's why he could say F Batman. Okay, go ahead.
That's why he can say that. It's also the same service that's going to have the Young Justice, the next season of Young Justice on it, that they're making.
Going once. So.
Oh man, so good, so good. Anyway, Young Justice is pretty good though too. But that's weird that they're gonna have two shows that are essentially Teen Titans.
And the Teen Titans Go movie comes out next week, and I want to see it so bad because it's great.
I don't really like that cartoon, but that movie looks funny.
Okay, the movie, the humor in the movie is the same humor in the TV show.
The thing that bugs me about the TV show is I really like the old Teen Titans TV show.
I gotcha.
And because that at least reflected the comic and hey, Slade's a bad guy and blah blah blah, and we do all this stuff. And this one, it's cool, we throw waffles and blah blah blah. Oh, shut up.
It's okay. I've thrown a waffle in my time, and I do it.
Maybe all the stuff they do in that show is why Robin doesn't get a movie, which is what the whole thing about this movie is about. So anyway, the Titans trailer, it looks interesting. I'm disappointed. I understand why Cyborg's not going to be in it, since he's a big deal in the Justice League. But I don't know. Cyborg's part of the Titans.
Yeah, he kind of is
in my heart. So, but Starfire and Beast Boy and Raven and Robin.
Interesting.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this going to be like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. of DC?
Mixed, but it's going to have the brooding and excessive darkness.
I don't know.
Batman v Superman.
There's a lot of questions. I don't know if it ties into that universe.
Okay.
Hawk and Dove are in it, which are characters that most people have no idea who they are. So. It's interesting. We'll see if it ties into the DCU, whatever, the greater DC universe. That's interesting. Because maybe it'll tell us about what the Joker did to the Robins, which I guess is going to be in that Batman origin story. So
we're also getting two Joker movies that no one wants, right? Isn't it?
Two?
Apparently, Joaquin Phoenix is doing one too, a separate one from the other one that we don't want.
Yeah, well, what's the other one?
Yeah, what is the Joaquin Phoenix?
The Jared Leto one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they still working with him?
Apparently, yeah.
So, but I mean, we'll see. And we're gonna see some more Aquaman stuff out of San Diego.
Are we getting a trailer?
So I hope so.
Nice.
Because I've rewatched Justice League, and we might have talked about this on the last episode. That movie's better than I gave it credit for. I rewatched it, and I'm like, okay, stepping away. It's an okay. I like pretty much everyone in that cast. And they could make a better. The second movie could be a much better.
Okay, now when you watched it, did you watch some kind of director's cut or something? Because
I watched what's on HBO.
Because I feel like that movie should have been an hour longer. Not really, but I mean, a half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yes, they should. They probably should have earned more stuff. But I guess the stuff that I'm talking about, I always catch it essentially at when they resurrect Superman to the end.
Spoilers. Okay.
I'm like, this really works.
Yeah, spoilers.
Hey,
Superman's in Justice League.
Guys, yeah, I'm sorry. Henry Cavill, they literally CGI out his mustache, and they talked about it for
every
months.
time I see the Mission Impossible trailer, I keep thinking, how could that have been worth it? I just don't.
Well, so he said recently, he's like, I wish I would have nixed Mission Impossible if I to save Justice League.
He's throwing that movie under the bus.
His forthcoming movie.
Are they still making Mission Impossible movies?
He's also.
Was this after he said that he's afraid to date because he's the real victim in the whole Me Too thing?
I was gonna say he's also he's also let's say very confused.
Yeah, it's dude, that's stuff that you discuss with your friend who won't judge you, but will also not let you leave the room until you've been educated.
Right. He's just wrong. But
yeah, you're the real victim here. Yeah. It's all about you.
But anyway, so that was Titans and that, and there was a Glass teaser, which I think there's also a trailer tomorrow for Glass. So
I hope that's good.
I still haven't seen that Jay and Mac movie.
Split. I want you to watch Split. I want to discuss it with you. I want your thoughts on Split. It wasn't. I feel like the reveal at the end is what really saved. I was like, this is okay. And then once I saw Bruce Willis is in this, this is great. That kind of saved it. Gotcha. But now that you know, it can't really be. You might not like it at all because you already know that it's part of the thing anyway.
The movie stuff makes it no good.
Well, I know it's part of the greater.
I didn't know that, so I was very like, wow.
And that's fine. But I mean, it's interesting that I'm looking forward to. I liked Unbreakable. Like I think Unbreakable is actually I
like
really
the
enjoyed that
idea
movie.
of it. I like the idea of it. I like that he wanted to make it into a trilogy, and I was like, oh, he'll never get a chance to do that, but then he has, so that's good.
They called me Mr. Glass.
Right,
They called me Mr. Glass.
That was like the best part of the whole movie when he said that.
So anyway,
aside from breaking, like, what does he do aside from like killing innocent people and breaking easily? Like, what?
I mean, he's the Lex Luthor. He's supposed to be like, he's the mastermind. Not like he's the Riddler or like even the Penguin. Like he's not a physically intimidating. It's more he's a mastermind of planning all of these things in the background. I haven't seen Split yet, but I assume that guy has some kind of like at least skills based on his different personalities. Kind of like Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, but in Split, he's nuts. I mean, the stuff that you think he's just talking trash, well, he can't really do that. Yeah, you'll see. Like so he's not just talking trash.
So I mean, so it's San Diego Comic-Con time, so there'll be a bunch of stuff coming out, and we'll see what else is going on. But I'm carefully holding my cursor over a Spider-Man PlayStation 4 Pro pre-order at Best Buy, trying to decide if
Let me ask you
make
a
this
question.
happen or
How
not.
often do you look at your console while you're playing it?
A lot.
Seriously, like.
So the reason I can say a lot is because I had it upstairs up until Saturday, underneath one of the PlayStation 4 or one of the PlayStation TVs. So like, I could see the whole thing right there.
You're weird, man. I don't know.
I was playing Fortnite with people, and like.
And you were drawn to the console you're playing it on.
Oh wait. Oh, you're playing Fortnite on a PS4.
That's where all of my coworkers are playing it. So.
Like you said, I'm not playing with anybody else.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I
only.
stare at this game stick quite a bit.
I mean, I play it on PC as well. I actually this is dumb, but we'll talk about it real quick. I did buy the season pass. We talked about this before we started or whatever. But I refused to buy it on PlayStation just so they wouldn't get their 30% or whatever. So I launched it on my phone to go buy it, so that it would then be on my account when I logged onto my PlayStation. So, because it's so dumb that they're locking. Anyway,
take that,
whatever.
Sean Layton.
I know, right? You're not getting $3.
That's one less ivory back scratcher that you get to buy.
I've only bought a PlayStation and PlayStation Plus and another controller and
maybe another PlayStation.
But haha.
And yeah, about to buy.
I mean, I also bought a second PlayStation and I'm considering a third. So.
I think we might need an intervention.
Whoa, time out. I gave away the first PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
So
it
has a good home where someone is playing it, and that's who's playing. That's one of the people that's playing Fortnite with me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, well.
Didn't mean to be too judgmental.
So there's only one PS4 in this house right now, and if I were to get that Marvel one, there would be two.
I thought maybe you were trying to work on that emulating loading ready run with 4 PS4s.
No, this isn't like our, and there's a lot of judgment I feel coming from Aaron, even though he is pretty much in the same boat. It's not like the 360. There were several 360s in my house at one point.
Yeah, but they kept breaking.
There are there's at least one that's pretty much never been used. So. That Star Wars one, it's staring at me. So, but anyway, Aaron, what about you, bro?
What have I been doing? Dante's Inferno was finally backward compatible on the Xbox One. Like
I saw that, and I was like,
your boy was happy. I was like, have I played it? No, but I'm going to.
I was gonna say, like, you played it and you realized, oh, I don't need to play this game again.
I watched gameplay videos. The sad thing is, I think at least 2 working 360s, a copy of the game digitally and on disc, but it's just the principle, man. Like, Finally.
Yeah.
Well, now it's also whatever upscaled and running.
Well,
theory
no,
better.
it's
No, I
not
don't think it
enhanced,
is.
right? It's
I don't
just,
care.
Wow.
It's just backwards
I
compatible.
would take Dante as.
But
he
you can
is.
buy one of those M cable things for like $100 and make it look very slightly
That's
better.
worth it. So, yeah, Dante's Inferno was out. What else? I got a chance to catch Sorry to Bother You this week. That's the movie that was written and directed by Moose Riley of, I guess not that well known, but hip hop group the Coup. That movie was hilarious. Anybody seen the trailer for it? Yeah, it's
Never heard of it.
the premise is a guy goes to work for a telemarketing company, and in order to be successful, he initially starts using a voice that is imitating like a nasally white man voice, and that lets him. It's sort of this type of, it's David Cross doing the voice, but he does a quote unquote white voice, and it allows him to be more successful in his telemarketing. But I don't want to spoil this movie because it goes in some directions that are. I was just in the theater like, what? Like it was a fantastic ride. It was really good social and political, parody and commentary. But it just went some places that I had never even in my wildest dreams would have even contemplated. But it's definitely worth seeing. It's one of those movies that doesn't have like a wide release, but it might be in a theater or two in your area. So if you can catch it, I say catch it. It's really good. And I've been getting into a lot of card games and stuff with the kids, and my wife doesn't like video games, but she will play board games, card games, things like that. So,
I didn't know if you said card. Or card.
So we've been playing Dose, obviously, and Vi, which is two favorites. Monopoly Deal, which you all put me onto, which is a really good game.
Yeah, that is a really good game.
Have you introduced her to Friday the 13th?
No. I'm working my way up to it, but
Gateway.
So
game.
I went to I'm a part of the Baltimore Guild for Extra Life, and I went to our meeting, our monthly meeting. I hadn't been in a while because it's been busy and stuff, and I finally was able to go, and they actually have it. And Mike, are you familiar with Savage Mill?
Give me a
It's like a
refresher. Or what are we talking
about?
about?
It's like a small kind of mall, but like it's a mall, but really like people rent out stores, like storefronts and the space.
And where is this?
Savage, Maryland.
Oh no! I mean, I know where Savage is. It's not close to me at all.
You should be there right now.
How savage? Do you have to go in armed?
No.
You have to defend yourself?
It's almost like
It's in Thunderdome.
It's almost like a mall area, but for like there's like a card and tabletop game store.
Oh, so it's one of those ironic names.
Sure, I don't know what the history is, but yeah. People have like there's small like boutiques there. There's a lot of artists, people actually doing painting classes and selling painting. It's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, they have the meeting in this game store at the top level, and what was my point? Oh, somebody put out a game called Coup, C-O-U-P, and I looked at it and I thought,
I think they played it on.
Yeah, I have it, and I had it at home, and I'd never played it. So after the meeting was over, we ran through a couple of games, and I got home and showed the wife, showed the kids, and they just took to it a whole lot. So we played a whole lot of Coup. Yeah, they really like the idea of. So I actually ordered The Resistance, made by the same company, and that came in today. So
I think they also played that on tabletop.
Yeah, that's a good game. Those are really good games. So. I'm enjoying those. So I've been mixing it up with, obviously I still like video games, but I've been trying to play a lot more card games and stuff with them because
nothing wrong with tabletop.
I've always kind of like, I don't know, but there's some really good ones out there, man.
The only thing is you need people to play with.
Yeah. That's why I don't own Cards Against Humanity because I'm not gonna be playing that in my own home, so there's no point in me ever buying it. I'll play with Mike and Tiny and and G Nitro and whoever else owns it.
I mean, that's why I don't own Ticket to Ride. I would look. That's such a good game. I have it on multiple digital formats, but I don't have it.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna try to get the kids into playing, showing them the 360 version in hopes to maybe whet their appetite for the actual Ticket to Ride. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's coming to PS4 as a PlayLink title.
Is that right? Oh.
Yeah.
Only one of them has a phone. Well, 2 out of the 3 have a phone.
Oh.
Well, they have tablets, so we'll work it out. I didn't realize that. Those like get really cheap really soon. So I guess if you wait like 3 weeks, they'll just be forcing you to play it.
Yeah.
Please play this game.
It'll be a PlayStation Plus.
Because I picked up Hidden Agenda for like $5. I mean, it got cheap real fast. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. All right.
Gotcha. Okay. Good stuff.
Harold, what games have you been playing, man? Games.
I've been playing a lot. I've been streaming most of it. Octopath Traveler.
I heard of it. I don't know.
I've been playing.
Yeah, I see that's also on Tiny's list.
I've been playing that game.
Yeah. I played for. Of course, when the demo came out, I played all 3 hours. I've only put in like another 2.5 after that. I've got 4. I got my first 4 characters.
Okay. I'm still very early on. I went through the story for one of the apothecaries.
Oh, the apothecary. He was the one I just unlocked most recently.
Okay. Who'd you start with then?
I started with Cyrus, the scholar.
And what is this? So one of the cool things about Octopath Traveler is that each of the characters have a unique ability. What is Cyrus's unique ability? I don't remember if it's Inquire or if it's like the Pokemon Master.
It's similar to Inquire, but it's similar to Alphen's, but
okay.
A little bit more direct.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Like another cool one is the knight who can, like, if someone's blocking your way in a door, the knight will just go up and beat the stuffing out of him. And hey, you can go through that door now.
Hunter will do that too.
Yep. So, or they can convince monsters they want to be part of their like collective to summon.
Yeah.
So it's cool stuff. But yeah, that game. I mean, and it's beautiful, right? Like, so. And
the thief can just steal stuff from anybody in the village.
Yes. So, but yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun.
I've heard some complaints about it because I guess people, they like the idea of all the different, intertwining stories, but I guess they felt like they didn't intertwine enough between each other. Is that something? Is that an issue? I don't know.
I haven't gotten that far into it.
You should get good then.
Yeah. Well, I've said that's gonna be my Monday focus, and I'll probably do a couple bonus streams of it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't play much these days that I'm not streaming.
Oh. Well, you did do a 36-hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 4 9-hour marathons.
That's no
last
joke.
2 weeks. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But of course, one of those was just Pokemon. 9 hours of Pokemon Blue.
Wow. I don't. Yeah. Wow.
So, did you make it? Where do you make it? Like the second gym leader?
Well, I had.
Did you kill Gary? Is Gary in the game?
Did you kill?
I had actually resumed from my game from a 3-hour marathon earlier this year. So I'm more like, I wound up with like 12 hours in combined.
Okay.
So I just finished the SS.
Can I defer real quick? So, Pokemon Blue, when Pokemon came out in the US, it was Pokemon Red and Blue, right?
Yeah.
But Pokemon in Japan came out as red and green.
Yeah.
And you would think they just like switched, like, oh, okay, hey, this was green. We'll just label this blue. Here you go. But they didn't. They hacked green apart to make another game called Pokemon Blue, where they introduced new bugs into the game.
No, I thought the Japanese Blue was a different game. I thought the American Blue was the Japanese.
So the US Blue is a different. Now, the blue that you're talking about in Japan was a graphically enhanced version of red and green that came out in Japan. It's so weird. Like, anyway, yeah.
And then when we got the remakes, it was
red and green.
Green, yeah.
Right. Fire red and leaf green. Oh, Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know what, Aaron? I think you should give it a shot. You should open your heart.
I'm not even gonna pretend like
Let's start with Pokemon Snap, one of the best N64 games on the market.
Pokemon Go, it's free to play.
Pokemon Go is great.
Outside.
I mean, as long as you don't think about it too much, because you feed Pokemon to other Pokemon to make them evolve. But like, don't think about that part, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think we're amusing Aaron.
Okay. Zelda 1.
Why?
Because it's one of my favorite games
like
of all time.
in theory, or you really used to like actually complete that game?
I actually did
now you're just
complete
showing
that
off.
game on
I like
stream.
that. Continue.
I did I did 3 hours of it during one of my extra live streams earlier. I did about 5 hours of it during my 9-hour stream on Tuesday, and I got all the way to level 9, and I still wanted to play Rock Band that evening, so I got to the point where I'm gonna take a break, and then I wound up beating it in about 40 minutes on on Wednesday. Yeah, last night.
What hardware are you playing it on?
NES Classic.
Oh, okay. That's a easy way to do it if you have one.
Well, you can buy them now. Now nobody wants them. Now that they're available, nobody wants it. I burned mine because if I can walk into a store and buy one, that means it's worthless.
I burned mine.
I only wanted it if no one else can have it. Like that's.
And also, I played a little bit of Super Mario World on this.
That's a classic.
Nice.
That's a
That
classic.
isn't Sonic. Don't get me started.
Rock Band 4. They had a new update, Rivals. There's actually a new statistic called leaderboard points, where they have, for each song during the week of the challenge, it has its own leaderboard. And the higher up you are on that week's leaderboard for each song, the more points you get. And that goes into your weekly rival score, along with spot points earned from the spotlight and XP.
I didn't realize that Rock Band was such a competitive kind of game.
Yeah, well, when they introduced Rival, be 2 years this fall, they added that whole social aspect where you can get a crew together, compete against other crews, kind of an asynchronous multiplayer. And I'm enjoying it. I really like how they mixed it up with the LP. That not the best names or abbreviations, because I think LP in music, I think it's something else. But the leaderboard points, I think that's cool demographic. And my strategy is to just play a whole bunch of stuff that hardly anybody's played. So you're still getting top 5, top 10 points.
Obscurity for the win.
Yep.
So I noticed because Xbox is having that big sale right now.
Yeah.
Digitally, they've got Rock Band 4 Rivals on sale.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't let you buy digitally the non-Rivals version of Rock Band 4 anymore. It's not like a thing you can buy. The thing that I wasn't clear on is it makes it look like you can't even buy the Rivals upgrade by itself. You have to buy the whole package.
You can buy the standalone. Right?
Can you? Okay.
You can buy the Rivals. Yeah.
So
I believe that's also on sale as well.
Okay, because I came to this question because when I saw they have the whole package on sale, it's still like $40 for Rock Band 4 and the Rivals and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I still don't have it. Like I've got all my music for 360, and I always figured I'd pick up Rock Band 4 someday, but I hadn't yet. Mm-hmm. I saw that. I thought that it still seems like kind of a lot for a sale price. So I said, let me go to GameStop.com and see what they charge for a used copy of a disc of Rock Band 4. Mm-hmm. They don't list it. They don't. I'm like, why? Why don't you sell used copies of Rock Band 4? What's the deal here? I still don't have an answer for that. But I go to eBay and there's all kinds of people selling discs, and it's like, okay, so I can buy a disc for that. How much is the Rivals upgrade? I just couldn't find it. So. I don't know. Anyway, I wound up ordering a Rock Band 4 disc from somebody for $8 on eBay. So we'll see what happens for that. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm still interested.
Yeah, I have it digitally on Xbox. I have it disc based on PS4.
Oh wow, splitting up your library there.
I'm just glad I did all those exports from all the 360 games.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that I never did for any of them.
Well, some of the best of the older games have some of the best songs have been re-released.
They just released a new
and that's cool.
Paradise pack or something. They just released some pack that I feel like I should get because I think it has with Brandy's on there and something else.
Oh, Yacht Rock pack! I was just playing that today.
Some songs I want.
Yeah. Not only that, the update also added a captain's uniform, shirt, shorts, hat, to the customization.
Okay, I was very confused for a second. When you said Brandy, I thought you meant the artist.
Sailor said Brandy.
Yeah, Brandy. You're a fine girl.
I thought you were like the boy, like the boy is mine or something. Like I'm like that would be a weird thing to add to Rock Band. I would start enjoying Rock Band a lot more if they did. But,
I always wonder what happened to Brandy.
You belong to me, the boy is mine.
I just read recently like somebody had said something to Brandy about like, oh, that song that you and Monica did, and she was like, no, that's my song. I'm like, whoa, calm down, buddy.
Now I'm gonna have that song stuck in my head.
Yeah, I don't know what Brandy's been doing.
Wasn't she on one of those shows? Those talent show things? America's Kids? America's Got Talent or America Loves TV? Something, I don't know. Some piece of junk.
Okay.
Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars, Ninja Warrior Edition. That's what it was. Yes.
And starred in a reality TV show, Brandy and Ray J, A Family Business.
I'm good.
Okay.
And in 2012, she became a series regular on The Game.
All right.
I'm done. Sorry.
Okay. Let's see. What else was I playing? Rento Fortune Monolith.
What is that?
I don't know what that is.
That is a crappy version of Monopoly. Don't get it.
Is it on Steam?
Oh, monotony.
Is it on Steam?
What? It's on Switch.
Oh, shock.
And I think I thought I saw it on Xbox One as well. Probably on everything. But I didn't care for it. It was just a crappy version of Monopoly.
Oh.
Speaking of crappy versions of Monopoly, I also played Monopoly.
That's
on
not a
Switch.
good version of it.
It crashed on me.
That's a
Do you
feature,
not-
so you stop
Do you
playing.
not like your like? Do we need to have a talk? Like, who plays Monopoly willingly after they're
let's
like?
get Monopoly
I don't know,
deal,
10?
man.
What about Monopoly?
Nah.
Is this the intervention episode?
I feel like I know people that would stab people for playing Monopoly.
Yeah.
Like,
Monopoly's still a fine game. I just
No.
haven't played it in
After I played Monopoly
15
deal,
years.
I don't want to play Monopoly ever again.
Yeah.
Monopoly
It's
is
too long.
this Monopoly ripoff
We
is
need-
available on everything.
Yeah. Need a Switch version of Monopoly
Yeah.
deal.
Harold, make that happen.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll contact my friends at Ubisoft.
Do what you must.
And by friends at Ubisoft, I mean Eric Pope is... Dude, that's not my game. I don't work on that. That's not my part of Ubisoft.
Stop the emails.
Ask him to put it in For Honor then. Like, that's fine.
Okay.
A new mode coming to For Honor. Monopoly.
Pokemon Go. It's still Pokemon Go.
That sounds about right.
It gets me out of the house. Actually, park within walking distance has a bunch of Pokestops.
Oh, good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sonic Mania Plus.
With a new hat, right?
I really.
Oh, come on. Drop Mix is $20 this week. Come on. I bought it for I'm sorry.
Yeah, I bought it for
I
full
got
price.
it for 30.
Yeah.
Where's Drop
GameStop.
Mix 20
Mario
bucks?
64. Just put it in the thing. GameStop. $20. Brand new.
Time to go buy that.
Yeah. Season 2 happening this fall.
Says it's okay. So the first season was comprised of 2 series, and then there's season 2 coming.
There's the season 1 had like 8 of course the 4 decks that came with it, the 8 decks, and then the 4 series of the Discovery cards, which I have not seen.
I
3 or
picked
4
up as
out in
many
a
as I
while
could
yet.
from Best Buy and other places. So I only have I think I've half the series 2 and a third of series 1. So
Yeah, as I said, I got all of 1 and 2. I haven't seen. Aw. And I kind of get the feeling that you didn't even know there was a 3
I did
or 4.
not know there was a 3 or 4.
Mhm.
That stuff is hard to find now. So yeah.
I don't know. The closest GameStop's like 60 miles away that has it, so I guess I'm not getting Drop Mix from
Oh, could you
GameStop.
do the thing where you call and ask them to ship it to another store?
Could.
Or
And do they
if you
always
find
just say
one-
no?
If you find one
And
near
why
me that
do you
has
ask me
it,
to
I'll
do
go
that?
get it for you. So
Yeah, this seems like more.
Yeah.
if you walk
More
on your
work than
hands to
I'm
get there, they'll
gonna
give it
pay.
to you for free.
So. On the other hand, I have breaking news. Breaking news. Season 2 of Iron Fist has been announced.
Oh man,
September 7th.
I'd rather have season 2 of Drop Mix.
So
Anyway,
Sonic
what was
Mania.
Sonic Mania Plus. I like how Mighty and Ray play. I like what I've played so far. The Encore. I don't have people to play with, so I didn't do the new competitive.
is that like
But I think
extra
it's a
or
good-
just a mode? Is that something you have to pay for, the competitive thing?
Well, there was competitive on. There was 2-player competitive on the regular Sonic Mania. The upgrade, it's now 4-player, and you can play
So
as
how does
any
that
of the
work?
5 characters.
I don't.
If you have just the base Mania, you can buy the
Mhm.
upgrade for $5.
are you asking how the
like,
multiplayer
how do you
works?
play
or you asking-
multiplayer in that? Is it
Well,
like
split
okay.
screen.
Yeah, so we ran at Extra Life United. We ran it as one of the tournament games, and it's you get graded on essentially 4 factors. So like the speed at which you get through the level, how many coins you pick up. I forget what the other.
Don't forget the swimsuit competition.
Good
so,
point.
and essentially at the end it tells who wins, like, and if you do like best out of 3, if you do 2 games, it pushes the tie to a game of Puyo Puyo. So, or Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. So,
dude, I still, that first time when I played Chemical Plant Zone and got to the Act 2 boss, I was like, dude!
Yeah, I hated Chemical Zone and never got past it.
No, that was a cool moment that for me was completely ruined by everyone talking about it ahead of time. And then I was just like, oh, there's that thing that everybody said was coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that I got up that morning it came out, played it before I went to work.
Yeah, agreed. I wish I had seen that moment like organically. It would have been great.
Yeah. Okay, bunch of GameCube games. On one of my weekly streams is I have a grab bag of games from a retro console, and this month it's been GameCube. Played Donkey Konga today.
Game, man.
Yeah. Last week I played Donkey Konga 2, and odd choices of songs on those
It's a 3, only came out in Japan. Though.
Yeah, and I would imagine different songs due to localization.
Do you you also play Jungle Beat?
Yeah, I played Jungle Beat last week, and
you didn't like Jungle Beat? I'm shocked.
Yeah,
look at my face. I'm shocked.
Sorry, Asperger's. I can't always tell sarcasm.
Yeah,
that was sarcasm, right?
It's a great game. Okay. Well, I mean, it's relative. I thought it was great, but obviously it's not a universal appeal kind of thing.
It's all right.
They repeat all the bosses in Jungle Beat.
The format is very similar. Yeah, it's the same.
The format is repeated. Let me put it that way.
Okay. Fill-a-Pix, Phil's Epic Adventure.
What is that?
That is a puzzle game. Same folks who did Pick-a-Pix Color, Pick-a-Pix Deluxe. I believe this was originally on 3DS first. There's a free demo.
Can I be honest and say
Switch.
that I immediately think of Pac-Pix? Remember the game where you have to draw the Pac-Man? Yeah, that was cool.
That was a pretty good game. That was fun.
I still want that game.
Why?
I still have
honestly,
that game.
I might own it.
But I only want to pay
I might own it and not even know it.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Pac-Pix was like one of the first DS games I bought.
I was in the store the other
I think Pac-Pix and WarioWare.
Looking at stuff, and I was like, "Oh man, I want this." And I looked at my spreadsheet and went, "I own this." I said that 3 times. Like, I already own Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, Game Gear.
I mean, that's how I own 2 copies. W versus NW Revenge.
It's a great game. I mean, you want to actually look at one and then play the other one in the N64, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But Fill-a-Pix, Phil's Epic Adventure. The whole premise is this guy Phil went all over the world, and with a crappy camera where you actually have to make the pictures yourself. It's got numbers, and each number says how many spots you have to mark in an array of 9, include with the number being in the center. So, like, if the number is 9, then the 3x3 square where the number is the center, you mark all 9.
Okay. This is like a Picross kind of thing? Ish.
Picross-ish. If you want Picross, go to Pick-a-Pix Deluxe, which also has a free demo, and it's Picross in color. Same company.
If you want a really good game that's not exactly Picross, you want Pixel Lines DX. That's a really good game. And there's 500 more levels coming out or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I wish Picross S had some sort of DLC.
I wish they
or
would just
something
port over Picross 3D.
Picross.
I can't do
Picross,
2D
yeah,
Picross.
Picross
I never could. I can only do 3D Picross. I'm a snob like that.
Oh, they did.
Need a good Sudoku game on
I'm
there
sure
too.
they have to have one. Like I can't imagine they waited this long and didn't make one.
I said a good Sudoku.
Sorry, yeah.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, the good was the key word.
And also been playing some Jackbox, various Jackbox. Fun to stream, fun to jump on other people's streams, and of course, Jackbox themselves have actually been showing off some of their games from Party Pack
When does that come
Live.
out? I have
Fall.
to wait. Okay, fine.
but the 3 games they've shown off, You Don't Know Jack, Split the Room, and Dark Verse City, I think is the name of the one they this past week. I was actually in the audience for some today on their stream.
Oh, cool.
So essentially, it's rap battles with robots.
Okay, I'm trying to picture that, but okay.
Something
Yes.
I have a lot of experience with.
Polygon did a video for it.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Good stuff.
And that's probably not everything I played, but that's
Remind me of
probably
me,
good
Alex.
stuff.
Exactly.
That's why we're friends, Aaron.
Mike, what about you, sir?
So I haven't had a whole lot of time, but I did take a little bit of time. I'll set it up by saying Tempest 4000 was announced
for the Atari VCS.
and then for some reason Best Buy was only charging $20 for the physical on Xbox One versus $30
That's
on
how much
the
Amazon
PS4.
charged me for my Xbox One version.
And then there's the Gamers Club discount. So I felt like $16 was
Gotta use it while you still have it.
Absolutely. I gotta find excuses to use
That's
it
not
while I
worth
still
me
have
sending
it
it back
too.
to Amazon and getting for $6. Well, that's $4, man.
Wait! You don't get
I
the
should've,
Prime
shouldn't I?
discount from Amazon? Yeah. What's up? You gotta call them
I'll
up.
complain to them and get my money back.
There you go.
I thought it only counted on a
I
pre-order.
did pre-order it though.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I wonder.
okay.
You know what?
I was like, I'm pretty sure they got rid of the 2-week thing.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They have no
Because
incentive to do
why?
that.
Why?
Other than to
Exactly.
make me happy.
Oh yeah. Definitely. So it came in the mail, and I figured I'm gonna this will not take a lot of time for me to at least try out, so I can say something about it. I believe I played that game for 60
You're
seconds.
an expert then. Gotcha.
And I can tell you
It stinks.
it's basically Tempest 2000, but looks really weird.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the way it looks very much. It's like a strange filter. Does anybody remember when Sega put out this weird collection of classics
They
on
put out like
PS2?
4 different classics on PS2, but yes.
Right, and one of them was Golden Axe,
Yeah,
but
I remember that
in
one. It was
polygons. That's how I feel like what this game looks like. A weird polygonal,
Really?
like just
It's
overly
just too much.
Huh.
like the life was taken out of it and replaced with high resolution
Are you a
nothing.
fan of TXK?
TXK looked better than this. I would much rather.
Too bad
Are
it
you a
wasn't
fan of
ultra high
Picross?
def nothing.
I have not tried. I do want to try that. I have not tried it.
That
I
seems like
tried it
it'd
in
be up
VR, and when my eyesight came back, yeah.
Yeah. I might. Yeah, that was that and that mouse game are the,
Yeah,
are
I
the
need
two
to
things
try
I
that.
was thinking I could
Moss. I think
hook
Moss
up
is the name.
hook the VR game system for. So yeah, I mean I'll play it again. I actually kind of enjoyed Tempest 2000, but not religiously. I'm not like one of these nut jobs that like modded a Jaguar controller with a spinner or something.
You know who's a big fan
As
of
cool
this
as that
game
is.
Cyril. I mean, he loves Tempest and TXK, so he was raving about Tempest 4000. He did kind of say, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
I just said okay. That's cool.
He did kind of admit at the end of the review, he was like, "Well, it's." He said, "I went back and looked at Tempest 2000. It's pretty much the same thing. Like, it's not like you're kind of reselling us the same thing."
It's really hard to justify $30. I feel like for 16 for a physical, I don't mind at all. I'm not complaining because it's still a cool game.
And when you're done with it, you can.
But we should be happy that we didn't have to buy the Atari thing that's never going to come out because it was going to be an exclusive game.
Dude, no. I learned my lesson. Like, I watched the Chameleon baloney, and I was like, okay, I get it now. Don't ever get involved in any of this.
Yeah, the Atari VCS, the VCS Vapor.
Man.
And as a side note of a similar thing, I wish Tommy Tallarico all the luck in the world with your new Intellivision.
Like, I know.
God bless you, but I'm not interested.
Is clamoring to play those games. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I had a comment on my Atari Classics Volume 1 and 2 review on YouTube today where somebody was like, this is garbage. You know, basically, it was just saying, like, I mean, I was being nice in the review by saying, hey, you know, these games are okay, but if you're probably coming and expecting Activision games, none of them are here. Like, Atari games are kind of hard to go back to, but at least the controls were simple. With Intellivision, like, you have the simplicity combined with like an awful control. So it's like, what? Why do you want to return to this?
Well, but the simplicity in graphics, but sometimes the games were so complex because it was just like, all right, we got to figure out what to do with all of the buttons on a phone pad and come up with a reason to have them all do something different. Yeah. Like those Dungeons and Dragons games, you're like, what? Like an overlay is critical, but even when I watched like a YouTube video of somebody playing it as who knew what they were doing, I'm like, I don't even understand the motivation to do this. And so I listened to an old interview about a year ago, I think it was, with Keith Robinson, where he was, rest in peace, not Nolan Bushnell, by the way. But
like a decade ago. No, we gotta let that go.
That was a while ago. But anyway, he was raving about how the DS allowed him to put out a Intellivision Classics compilation where the bottom screen was the overlays.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. So I sought out a DS copy of Intellivision Lives, I think it was called, and tried some of these games, and it's like, even at $5, I'm not getting my money's worth out of this because these are not like, because I did not play those games in their day.
If you think a Neo Geo was rare,
like I played a lot of Atari games. I played some Coleco games. Yeah,
I had a Coleco.
I have appreciation for some of this stuff. Those Intellivision games, I bought Intellivision 2 at a yard sale way later for like almost nothing, and it barely worked. And I don't remember having fun with any of those games. And I felt the same thing about this DS collection. It was like, I don't even care.
Yeah. Any of you guys familiar with Hyperkin Retron?
Yeah.
That's their HD
it's
Atari.
Like $80.
Oh, yes.
16.
And that's a little pricey, and I would have to get some Atari games too, but I'm totally considering getting that for the...
If it supported all the Ataris, though, 2600, 5200, 7800, XE, like the 800 XL, well, like make it support all of the cartridge versions of all the Atari, like the way the Retron 5 does with all the cartridge slots. Now I'm interested, but just 2600.
And the thing is, 78 was backward compatible. I mean, 5200, I can let that go. Everybody can let that go. But let's be honest. But for the others, it's like, come on, man. You got to at least do 26 and 78. So I almost bought it until I realized it was just 2600. I went, nah.
Yeah, an emulator could handle everything and be fine. So anyway, Tempest was fine. I decided I wanted to at least look at and see what Wreckfest is now, being as I already own it.
Oh, now that it's released.
Yeah, and I played it for I don't know 15 or 20 minutes I think, and I played the first thing you can do, which is the tractor demolition derby thing, and then a race after it. And it's actually not bad. I kind of like it. I feel like it plays a lot better than those old flat out games. I always felt like the physics were really not quite there for having a racing game for flat out.
That was
1
a
and
launch
2.
title, the first flat out. Not launch.
A launch for
what racing game I think that came out really early on for the 360. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't know.
360. Yeah. Project God? No, that was original Xbox. I don't know.
Project Forza.
I don't know what you're thinking of. Anyway, yeah, Wreckfest was cool, but the load times are abysmal. Absolutely atrocious.
What system is this for?
I'm playing it on Steam, but it has been released for consoles as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, but not the console that matters.
Not the Switch.
I don't think the Switch is quite there in power.
It does look really nice. Like, I'm sure to get like the most out of that game, you need a pretty powerful, graphics processor. But I'm also like, with my computer, it has an option to say auto detect what is good, and it put it at somewhere around the 2/3 quality overall. So like, could you dial it way back and make it run on almost anything? I don't know, maybe.
Like racing, crashing.
You've been eaten by a grue while you're driving your car.
Your own torch.
Actually, it is. So, like, what the first, like I mentioned already, the first thing you do is it's a lawnmower demolition derby. You can just go up. Like, if somebody is already stopped, you can go up and just push their tractor over from the side and then run their body over in the middle of the field. And it's like, this isn't really how these things work, but I get points for doing that, so I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah, you will. You will.
So anyway, it was all right. I'd say it's not bad if you've been interested in what it is, but I got a long way to go, and I'm not really sure that I'll complete a campaign or whatever on it, but yeah, it was cool. I'm glad I already had it. Glad I didn't pay for it yesterday. So, but anyway, that's basically what I've been playing. So, Tiny, what have you been playing?
Man, so I have enhanced my SNES Classic.
With the OTG or
it's super easy. Whatever the
hack sheet.
The hack thing.
It took you.
Yeah, the hack.
You waited this long?
No, it's not that I waited this long. It's that I watched the Game Chasers last week, or whatever, episode 70, and at the end they're talking about True Lies on the Super Nintendo, and I'm like, I'll give this game a shot. So I went and plugged my SNES Classic back in, and because I own a copy of True Lies, I grabbed the ROM and put it onto my SNES Classic.
You felt justified.
You told him that you were ripping it. He said, please go ahead.
Right. So, and it's an interesting game.
Well, the fact that you play as only Jamie Lee Curtis
give it a
is
shot.
really the part that just.
Well, so you start the game and you're Arnold, obviously, and you're infiltrating this party. And if you don't shoot your gun for like most of the first level, no one will take a shot at you. You can just walk past the guards, even though like you have your guns drawn because the sprite, they don't change the sprite. As long as you don't fire a bullet, they won't attack you. And like until you hack the computer or whatever to get the info, and that's when the enemy trigger takes place. But like the sprite works real interesting, and it's like you should give this game a shot. It also has digitized Tom Arnold in there, so there's that.
Point.
Yeah, I know. So it was I want to keep playing it. It's tough. Like, you have to line up. You can only shoot in cardinal directions. So like, it can be difficult at points, but you can get like pistols or shotguns or Uzis and grenades. And it's all top down kind of deal. Yeah, you should give it a shot. And then my buddy came over and we played some Zombies Ate My Neighbors because that game is awesome and also incredibly frustrating. We played that in co-op until I died, and then he played like 2 more levels, and then he died. That game, I love that game growing up, but now it's like it is punch me hard. So, Aaron, I also tried Earthfall, which I think is a game you
I tried it once too. I'll let you go ahead.
So sequel to Firefall, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
First the fire,
100%.
then the earth.
So it's
and Waterfall
next
is the
year.
next version.
yeah, it's
There you go.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
So Earthfall is a Left 4 Dead-ish
Left 4
game.
Dead. Pretty much.
I'm not gonna give it that much credit. Like, at least the version I played, which I'm hoping there'll be a patch to maybe like smooth out some rough edges. I felt like the aiming was a little slow, and I tried to change my sensitivity, and it didn't really seem to help. And I thought the AI was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But also the aliens like stand there. Like, I kind of felt weirdly Colonial Marines-ish at points.
You know, if you go in and just and fix one typo, you could fix the whole thing.
Tether to tether. Okay, so weird side note on that one. I was rewatching some Skeletons Stop Fighting. Skeleton Stop Fighting. Is that the
Punching
guy
away.
who used to be the happy video game nerd? Yeah, Punching Away. I was rewatching the Doom episode, and I guess I just ignored when he said this the first time. The 32X version of Doom has the BFG in it, but they never place the model. So the only way to get it is if you cheat.
Right. That was always it was never laid out in any level. Because they knew everybody was going to just put in a cheat code. They didn't care. In fact, all the testers just put in the cheat code as the first thing they ever did.
I feel like the 32X version is the one version that's not based off the Atari Jaguar.
I think he did make that point.
If I remember correctly. So
does it have music or no?
Yeah. So anyway. No, but that was the other. I think it's one of the Doom episodes. I'm still waiting to get to it, where one of the versions of Doom has the wrong music each level because like they had music play +1, so it plays the next level's music. So I'm trying to find that. But anyway, thinking about when you said when you're talking about the tether thing, I'm like, yeah, I heard this today, and I thought that was fun. But I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot in multiplayer with you, Aaron.
It's just
but playing it single player.
Let me ask you a question. Did you
Earthfall's rough.
complete one of the scenarios? Okay, so I'm not alone.
No. We got to essentially the Hulk guy, and he took out my 3 AI partners, like the brutish zombie, and there was no chance.
I got to what I thought was the end.
So,
you know those giraffe things that like bite you by the head and run off? Twisters? Yeah.
Yes. So if we're going to use Left 4 Dead, you mean the lickers, the one that tie you up and then drag you away? Because all of the aliens have direct correspondence.
I got to like what I thought was the last little scenario bit, and we're in this like a public storage kind of thing. A lot of small, short buildings. So
had you made it through the neighborhood already? Like, was this? I got stuck getting out of the back of some.
Well,
house
they blew a hole in the wall. You can just walk right through.
Yeah, that's when the Hulk showed up, and he walked right through all of us.
Well, I got my head bitten by the thing, and it ran away really far. And I kept using the thing to like call my AI teammates. Not one of them. Not one. I'm just on the screen watching my head get like, ripped off by this thing just dangling. I was like, yeah, this is not fun.
So yeah, we should give it a shot. I'm sure co-op will be better, but it was.
Did you find it frustrating?
It was
like when you
rough,
pick
I'll
up
be
those things
honest.
that you can. It's like these little door frame things you can pick up and then throw down, and you can use it to sort of like fortify an entrance. But
right, I found one good time to use
all
those.
over the place, but there was no point.
There was. Like I was in a garage and I ended up being able to pretty much fortify all the entrances of the garage with those. And that was the only time I ever found like a real good use for that stuff. So, again, maybe with humans it'll be better. But so far the initial reaction not that great. So, we already talked about Octopath Traveler, but that game's pretty good. I'm going to keep playing it.
My game of the year so far.
Oh, all right.
So far,
I don't know what my game of the year is. I feel like I haven't played a whole lot this year. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to. Yeah. Anyway, and then I picked up Captain Toad.
I was tempted, but I resisted
because partially because of that Best Buy. I need to use my gamer
just buying crap just because.
But
give me 2 of them. But sir.
Not really. Like, I feel like I've actually slowed down, but I wanted this, and I knew, like, I could wait for I'm sure there'll be a deal at some point, but like, it's $40, and then the discount, and I think I had a coupon expiring, one of, like, the $10 off. I was like, fine, cool, I'll get it for 20-something. Great. So, that game's a lot of, like, it's still beautiful. Like,
it was a good-looking game.
It's a good-looking game, and it's fun, and it's, like, I want to get all the stars plus meet the level restriction plus like, and it's just like, okay, let's let's work through this. So yeah, it's just that it's very good. And then I've been playing Fortnite with my coworkers, so it's I mean, I don't know, it's more playing with them than the game, so but it's enjoyable.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're looking to play with friends, that's an easy way to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so my coworker started playing because his son wanted him to play because he's like, the other dads play with their son, so
your mom goes to college.
That got him in, and then yeah, the other essentially his best friend. We all work together. Got one, so then I'm like, I'll play, and then I'm like, Alex, come grab the PS4 from my house so you can play with us too. So that's when my buddy's son goes to bed, the 4 of us play, and it's like, it's just like dumb fun. Like, we're like, ooh, go-karts. Like, we're not at any way, shape, or form good. But yeah, it's been fun. But that's pretty much everything I've been playing. I watched other movies, but they're all like old stuff. Like, hey, you know, Die Hard's still a fun movie, and Die Hard 3 is also a fun movie.
Die Hard 4 was not bad,
and those are the good Die Hards.
What? I enjoyed Die Hard 2.
I never saw 4.
Die Hard was alright. Don't even bother watching 5. It's garbage.
Live free and Die Hard. If you can get past
13.
The whole, it's only
bad.
PG-13 or whatever. So like they don't say yippee ki yay. There's some good parts when they blow up the state building and whatnot, in the Capitol, and then they run out of the truck and see it's not like, that's a really good part, and they're like, oh, it's a fire sale. So there's some good part when he takes out that helicopter with a car, yeah, with a car via the toll booth is fun. But anyway, I hear Skyscraper is just essentially another Die Hard. So
why not? You know?
So
I think the only movie I've actually gone to.
Yeah, I
lost you
recommended.
there. I didn't hear what you said.
Harold, we lost you there. I didn't hear what movie you actually said.
No,
we can hear
My
you.
Neighbor.
Oh,
all right.
Mr. Rogers documentary.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, cool. Well, Aaron, how about you, bud? What have you been playing?
I've been playing Semblance on the Switch. I think that's out.
You tweeted about that the other day.
Maybe the week after. Yeah, I might have mentioned it last week. You're a little blob thing with 2 eyes, and you solve all these environmental puzzles by just deforming the environment. And I got stuck, so I actually DM'd the developer, and they sent me a GIF on how to get past this part. And I got past it, and it was just flying through. I mean, it's still challenging, but it's a really fun game. It's really well done. It can be a little buggy sometimes. I can get like stuck in the environment, but you can just reset, and it's like you don't really lose any progress, so it's fine. This is fun. I don't know. It's just fun. You just like you can tell what's I guess bendable or malleable by the color of it. So you can just jump up and like pound down on like a level and then like bend it. And now they add all types of mechanics where like this green mist, you can't use your power in the green mist. Then this red mist, you can't like jump in it, or you can't like reverse what you've done if the green mist is covering something. And they have these lights that if they touch the pliable environments, they'll make it so they go back to their original shape. They just keep adding stuff to it. It's really well done. I said it like 3 times, but I like it. The Journey Down, which is a point-and-click adventure, it was on the PC like probably 8 years ago. They pretty much ported it to everything. It has characters that are inspired by I'm forgetting what countries in Africa, because after I finished the first chapter, there's 3 chapters. I finished the first one. I beat it years ago. I just went through it on the Switch the other day, and I'll start the other 2. But then they have a little section in the game where you can go in and you can see like where they really got a lot of the artwork and inspirations from. So yeah,
I
fun.
remember this game.
It's a point-and-click adventure. So it's and it makes you remember, like it reminds you of like a time when you have to like get into that mindset of like things not making any logical sense at all, but that's what you're gonna do. It's you need, what is it? You need like the woman in the restaurant to give you some coffee. So you use the wrench to twist the pipe leaking oil so it spills into someone's coffee mug, so they drink it, pour it out, ask some more coffee. It's just like stuff that you never logically put together. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a Sierra game.
I mean, it's the same thing with like, this doesn't make any sense, but okay, fine. But
I need a mustache. Obviously, I need this
Frontier Pharmacist, where you make an ear out of wax and metal, whatever. It's just goofy stuff. So I'm enjoying that. Danger Zone 2 came out, which is a sequel to Danger Zone, which is 3 Fields Entertainment. Is some of the folks, a small team, I think maybe 6 to 8 people, maybe 7 people.
7 people worked on
all former Criterion folks who worked on Burnout. So one of the criticisms of the original Danger Zone was that you were like kind of like everything was like a simulation. So you're like in this underground like garage with like 3 seconds of a road to drive on before you get to intersection, because basically the crash mode the game. But this one, you can really, it might take you 2 minutes to drive to the end to get to the intersection to crash. My biggest complaint is there's really no music, or not music where you think there should be, and the UI is not. The UI is as minimalist as it can be, and the actual text blends into the background in some of the levels, so it becomes kind of hard.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe by the time they get to Danger Zone 3, they'll probably.
I mean, there's parts that need work, but the actual game itself, it's stupidly fun. Like it is just like they just give you objectives, like on your way to get into this intersection, to crash, to blow everything up, crash into all the taxi cabs, or crash into all the vans, or whatever. They just give you different objectives to do.
Is this just on
playing
PC,
it on Xbox One,
or
so
is
it's on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Xbox One, okay.
But
not the console that matters.
I mean, it's nutty. I mean, and
yeah.
I think if you want physics, you're gonna have to maybe expand the games that you play,
I don't think
or the consoles you play on.
It might not be able to
Yeah.
handle
Gonna throw this out here.
I mean, I mainly say the only matters jokingly.
So.
But if it's on Switch and I want it, I'm gonna get
Well, yeah,
it
I mean,
on Switch.
honestly, when I'm
Gotcha.
offered, when somebody says, "Hey, what game? What key do you want the game for?" I'm always like, Switch, depending on what it is. I'm like, hey, give me on Switch. But you know what game I want on Switch? This is off topic. I want Roundabout on Switch. I know.
I mean, they just brought it to Vita, so like,
it might happen. I'd love to see
Why not?
Dive Kick on Switch.
I'm actually surprised Dive Kick's not on Switch.
Well, I think if they put you
Generally
failing
shocked
it,
it's
they
not.
pay him $30 million, so it might not come out. I don't know. I'm kidding. But Danger Zone is fun. If you like Crash Mode, a little bit extra, you'll definitely like it. Like the gameplay is there, so I'm enjoying that. Tana, you already talked about Earthfall. What else? Dante's Inferno. I need to start playing it again because that game was great. Yes, I don't care. It's a complete God of War ripoff. It was still awesome in its own right, except for the ending where you pretty much have those challenge levels baked into the ending of the game, which pissed me off because those are really tough. So, yeah. And then I'm playing Miles and Kilo on the Switch, and this is was it Four Horse Studio? They made a game called Kid Trip. It's like kind of infinite runner. You have two things: you can jump, and you can like throw rocks. And the game just pushes you to get to the level. But in Miles and Kilo, you have a little more control over it. It's still a platformer, but you have a little more control over what you do. So I got to like the second world, and that the boss is like this mummy that you're chasing, and he or she throws boomerangs at you. And it took me like 45 minutes to figure out like the timing to like do long jump over the first boomerang, quick jump over the second one. I want to quit in 20. Long jump over the third, and I sat there like beating my head because like I have to finish this. I'm capturing gameplay because I'm going to review it. Come to find out on Twitter, because I had sent a message to one of the developers. They tweeted something out, and I said, "Hey, yeah, that mummy was tough." And the Twitter account was like, you can just throw the fruit at the boomerangs, right? I had never tried that. I spent 45 minutes trying to time these jumps, and it never occurred to me I could just throw fruit. You can only hold 4 or 5 pieces of fruit. So you have to pick it up. So you can't just throw it, like you can't just spam it. It had never occurred to me. And I was just like, wow. I just felt like
Sounds like a fool. An adventure game solution.
I could throw fruit?
I don't know if it's.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Like, it sounds like a mechanic that maybe.
I mean, I used it all the time, but I thought like, okay.
Sounds like a mechanic that Aaron forgot about.
What's ironic about it? I also forgot in their first game. I was talking about it in the show how long ago that you could throw rocks, infinite rocks, just to get enemies out of your way so you don't have to risk hitting them. But yeah, I don't know what it is about me. Anyway, I like Miles and Kilo a lot better than Kid Trip. Kid Trip was cool. It's on 3DS as well, but it's a lot of fun. It's straightforward, but it's very colorful, good pixel art, fun game. NHL 99 for the N64. I got that off of eBay for like $2. Never played it. And I don't know why, because I really like 94. Like, I love NHL 94 on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. Great game. I play it regularly. Anybody play NHL 99 on N64? It's great.
I was going to say, I think I have it somewhere. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, this is great.
The
like,
only...
If you like NHL 94, you will like this game.
I don't know. The only hockey game I remember is Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey.
I think I have one of the NHL games, PS2, that I only got because Bare Naked Ladies were
That's called
unlockable
motivation.
characters.
Yeah.
And not even the band, just...
No, I'm talking about the band.
Oh, and Hova says on the chat that you guys should check out Tales of Halloween on Netflix. He says really over the top campy horror. I wonder, like, is that like just for adults, or is that something I don't know? I don't know. I'll take a look at it. What else? What else? I played Alf for the Sega Master System. Like, I knew that game was awful, but I played it for myself. That game is awful. It's a terrible game. It doesn't make any sense. You are Alf,
but Alf is in it, right? That's what makes it worth owning.
Have you seen Alf?
Is it
like, go back and watch Alf?
I have all 4 seasons on DVD.
Is it about Alf going out? Is it about Alf going out with a blind lady? Like, is that what this is about?
There were only 4 seasons of Alf.
They need to have more?
Yep.
I felt like
they ended on a cliffhanger.
Like when you're young, stuff seems like it's on forever. But I swear, in my childhood, I felt like Alf was on as long as Seinfeld was on.
No,
Seinfeld only had about 4 worth of good.
You take
episodes.
that back. Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me?
You wanna see a fun thing for Alf? I don't know if you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Funny or Die's
very special episode.
Yeah, very special episode series where they go back and look at like 90s and 80s sitcoms. And they have 2 whole seasons about how terrible Zach Morris is. So
I've seen.
Zach Morris is trash. But
it's actually like watching those Zach Morris is trash things. I just stare at it and go, maybe I didn't really watch enough Saved by the Bell to realize
kind
this.
of ruined Saved by the Bell for me.
Maybe you were also like 10 and you're like, Zach Morris is cool.
Well, I don't remember him doing things like getting into drunken car crashes and blaming other people.
I 100% remember that episode.
Yeah.
So.
And the subliminal messages.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want, Funny or Die did a whole series, and then in between series of Zach Morris's trash, they do a very special episode where they go into like other shows, like the one before or the one after this Alf one that I put in is from Step by Step, where it's I think JT. One of the boys and one of the girls is in a psychology class, and the boy gets an A on the test because the teacher wants to have sex with him, and the girl, the sister ruins it, even though like he's a consenting adult, she's a consenting adult, it's fine. Like there's all you should watch it. It's very good.
Yeah, I was watching one of the Seventh Heaven.
Oh God, yeah, the one where what's her name's a drug kingpin or whatever. Anyway, you should watch these. Explaining YouTube videos is not the best.
See, I never watched Seventh Heaven,
but the dad
after what happened to the actor from the dad, I'm like I don't. They
actually referenced that on the one video.
This one though, it's one of the girls from the OC. One of the
California
actresses that would be on the OC later.
I don't know about that show. It just said
California. She's like a gang. She's part of a gang and a drug dealer, and like it's like sure, okay.
Well, you bringing up the OC, I think we need to plug the Bro C with John, Alex, and Tyler. You know that show is pretty much my fault because I introduced those guys.
All right. The last thing we'll talk about is apparently you can put RetroArch on the Fire Stick or Fire Stick TV. So of course that's what I've been doing all.
I watched a video about that. Like, I was kind of thinking Fire Sticks might be like Christmas gifts this year for some people.
Let's do this. So I.
My dad.
That's when I found out that my DualShock 3s died. So that's why I re-enlisted the Ouya controller because it's a Bluetooth controller.
The Ouya controller.
And this I actually paired this to my Fire Stick a couple hours ago. The Game Stick. Don't sleep. So yeah, the Ouya Game Stick. Put those batteries under this. I don't know what they were thinking. This is not a great controller, but it does pair. It does work fine. So
I like the concept. They're like, we'll put the batteries in essentially the center of the console, and you'll just pop off the thing. Like the concept, I think, is actually a really cool idea. But and also how it fits over the joysticks is
if
awkward.
You put batteries in, and pull the string out like a moron, it will be almost impossible to get the batteries back out. For some reason, I forgot to like pull the string back, put the batteries, and it was like, I can't get this battery out. I was like, see, it's terrible. So you got to have the
little mini
string.
pry bar.
Man, it was
if you
Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that string.
I mean, they put letters on the buttons. No one had ever done that before. Yes, they did, but that's not the point.
But they spelled out their console's name on the letters.
Ooh, yeah.
So I mean, it's a good thing they didn't have a name that repeated letters.
Like, what point do you think they just knew? Like, yeah, this is not gonna work out. Like, what point were they just like?
Well, after they had all the money.
Yeah, that one.
I was gonna say during development.
You said Xbox One is PS4 comes out this year,
but
what are we doing?
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't.
We're not competitors.
They're not. They're definitely
one
not.
was a legitimate console, and the other one was inexpensive junk.
Like I think they're definitely.
I mean, but this has everybody.
Different
people were so starved for new hardware. They were like, "Yeah, I'll buy." That's why I bought it because I was like, "Oh, new hardware, yay!" I got 2 controllers.
I mean, I pre-ordered it too.
I'm kind of glad I did. I was like, compared
and a second controller.
TV, so winning, not really, but yeah.
But
I gotta find it though.
Yeah. Anyway, let's run through these other things real quick.
Some summer.
There's a free Hitman episode apparently. So I saw it was episode 3 is the Morocco. So if you already own the content, if you already own the game, this is content you already probably played
for
through.
perpetuity, or like free for like, hey, it's free until like.
The article I was reading on Polygon seemed to indicate
you said it like
free,
there were air quotes. So
as in for.
Okay, now you said it like
free.
You said free. That's an air quote.
Free. Well, I think they also indicated some like extra content. So even if you already own the game, but like I think the extra content's like outfits.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
So, that game. Hey, yo, you should play Hitman if you've not played through
2 areas. I need
for the the 4th episode is pretty great. Pretty great because that's also the Freedom Fighters crossover episode, where all the people you're killing are characters from the game Freedom Fighters.
There's a white man on the cover with a gun.
Yeah,
that's like
and the last one. I was gonna say like it's very descriptive. So in the last one, you can cause a surgery machine to kill a guy. Like it was great. Anyway, so check that out. What Microsoft said they're probably going to be announcing some new hardware, and then came back and said like accessories. We mean
now that you're all
on
foaming
Friday,
off with the mouth,
or no,
at
Gamescom.
Off, it's just accessories.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully it's a new Elite controller, and I can replace the one that was lost.
Lost or lost?
It did not return with me from Extra Life United 2017.
So the smoke monster took it away. I got it.
Yeah.
It
grew legs and walked away. So, what's Alien Typo we referenced earlier? The tether versus tether.
If you haven't heard about it, then you don't care.
I mean, it's interesting and like it's again amazing any game ships. Because like that's a simple that's literally like as much as I hate to give credit to one of my teachers, like this is something like I can remember in object-oriented coding classes where the teacher would be like, yo, use variables that are repeatable and that you can't confuse. Because like I used to use names of James Bond movies for variables, and that was super long and so easy to mess up.
I did the same thing. I tried to get creative with it and then made things too complex, and then it just didn't work.
Right. Also, if someone else other than your teacher sees it, they might think you're threatening the school. It's a whole thing. Like, don't do it. Just learn from my mistake.
David, what is Octopussy?
There's a whole discussion with your parents. It's the whole thing. What does Die Another Day mean? It's the 40 days or whatever of James Bond on TBS. That's what this means. Like, I don't know. Like, I got in the dumbest trouble on the computers in high school. I locked one by accident, and they thought I was hacking
High
the network
school?
my
You're
freshman
talking
year.
about a high school class?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I wish we had that.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the first class in my high school, they taught you how to program your calculator, the TI-83, so that you can cheat on other tests. Anyway, it's an important thing to know. What's the 8-bit do thing? I didn't actually click on this.
Sells a replacement PCB for Super Nintendo NES controllers that just has Bluetooth built in.
Oh,
so
I
you
had
just
seen
swap
this.
it out.
Yeah.
And now you have a Bluetooth controller. Boom.
Yeah, the thing I clicked your link and I read through it. The thing that surprised me the most is that the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic controllers apparently are different enough that you need a completely different PCB to make that. I don't know if that means it like the screw holes are in a different place or there's something else like significantly different about it.
Improvements to some of the design. You know, just some more modern stuff that they did that the original didn't have. So that's interesting. It's $20. I mean, one could.
Yeah. You got to be willing to sacrifice an original controller that will no longer work on original hardware.
Actually, I do have.
Well, I assume it uses that adapter, so you could go back to using it on original hardware.
So.
Oh, I see. You purchased like the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo.
Yeah, the adapter,
I might grab one.
Okay, I gotcha.
I mean, it's going to be better than any of the wireless stuff that was made for the Super Nintendo then. So.
Oh yeah, back in the day, but those other. I mean, they make so many good controllers. That SN30 Pro, that thing is great. And then the new one that's coming out. I mean, that looks like it might be a little more comfortable, but the one I've got, I dig it. It's cool. And I got the little adapter for regular Super Nintendo and one for the classic. I'm happy. It's cool.
You sound happy.
I played some Zelda with it too.
I was gonna say one of my Pro controllers just died for the first time that I can remember. Like the battery died.
And the battery needs to be recharged.
Yeah, like I need to charge the battery.
Yeah, it took me almost a solid month of playing Zelda for my my Pro controller to need to be recharged. At that point, I was just like, oh, I'll just use the 8-bit do controller.
I'll just use the other one.
Right.
So, okay. I watched this today, but the Nathan Fillion Uncharted fan film is pretty cool. If you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, watch it before they take it down.
It made me want to go watch, or made me want to go play. I was thinking, like,
I need to finish the last
Uncharted 4? Like, I haven't finished Lost Legacy, so I'm like, I should play that.
Lost Legacy was fun.
It took me like a year to beat Uncharted. So,
and by haven't finished, I mean like I'm an hour into it. So yeah, like I should do that. And then this Mario Kart update is pretty cool. They added the bike from Breath of the Wild, and
yeah, I mean, and the fact that question is this just the beginning?
Oh, it's the end.
I mean, Furukawa said that there's gonna be more for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Is this it, or is this just the beginning?
I mean, hopefully it's more. I'm actually, you know what? So since we're talking about Mario Kart, I'll bring this up real quick. I was surprised to see. I think I saw a 3DS like advertisement, and they're still pushing like Mario Kart 7. Sure. I'm like, how old is that game? Like,
but it's the only one on that.
It's the only one on 3DS, yeah, and like it's still good. Like I'm just like, man, like just how like I can remember playing that at PAX's before.
I'm half surprised that didn't get an update. I mean, they kind of threw out the whole statute of limitations of update thing when they updated Animal Crossing. With the welcome amiibo.
Animal Crossing. I saw the Animal Crossing amiibo at Five Below, like tons of them, like a bucket full.
You should pick one up because I'm totally going to make that donation incentive that we're going to play that or Animal Crossing in Extra Life. I also own like 8 of them, so like
so I just have one Rossetti.
I have Rossetti. I have KK Slider, but I think KK Slider was only originally available in a 3-pack.
Shovel Knight one.
So I have 2 other ones I don't care about.
Did Five Below just pick up some leftover
That
inventory
probably
from Toys R Us?
and
Well,
Or Target.
there's a Five Below in the same plaza where our local Toys R Us used to be. So
They just
would be
walked
sweet.
over and just, with a wheelbarrow, they
Hey,
just
you guys-
started filling it up.
You guys want this? Like, you,
Actually, I say that it's sort of in jest, but sometimes some of the Five Belows I've been into, they literally have
that's exactly what
wheelbarrows
they had. It was a
in the front of
wheelbarrow
the
full of that
store
crap.
with amiibos or
Yeah, they had
Skylanders
the
or
Skylander
whatever,
thing
you know.
with Crash, Bandicoot, and Cortex. And I picked it up and was like, I don't need this.
oh, actually, I might need to
if I remember it, remind me, because
I have that.
they don't have as many, but and then
I assume that's
and then they had
Crash. It's the PlayStation 4 one.
What was it, the last
I never played that.
Imagineers? What was Skylanders Imagineers?
Disney Infinity?
Imaginators.
Imaginators.
But isn't that the same one that came with Crash?
Well, no, they have these are like separate Crash.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, they sold it separately because I don't.
picked up Skylanders.
I thought
was like,
I have it on
$5, and I
Switch.
went, I'm never gonna play this. And I put it down and walked out of the store. So
it's the only Skylanders I haven't played, so like for $5.
it's gonna take up space. I'm like, I can't. No, I can't do it.
See, I just got this mental image in my head of an amiibo of Crash Bandicoot holding a megaphone.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be the greatest thing.
If Crash makes it into Smash, they need to make the Megaphone.
I would be tempted to buy that and just point it towards some Nintendo
Washington
product that I own. Yeah. That would be that's good. I like that.
And what's the
They
City
added,
of Brass
a bunch
update?
of different new characters and stuff. So it's a free update, new characters to play, and some other new stuff. So a bunch of new content. And that game was pretty fun.
Oh, good stuff. I will add one more real quick. They also announced a Stargirl live action series for
How
the
much is that gonna be a
DC
month?
streaming service.
I'm good.
$7.99 from the article I was just reading.
You just
You
said
can
that
borrow my
online,
credentials.
but nobody listens to this anyway.
So, like, I mean, Young Justice is going to be on there. I'm willing to just pay for Young Justice.
New, Plastic Man series. That's what I really want. Oh, Palace. So.
Something's going on. Like, I need to read up, but like Plastic Man and Mr. Terrific and like Metamorpho and someone like stuck together for some reason. I've lost the thread on a lot
All
of
at
DC
the
comics
behest
lately.
of, was it
So,
Matter Eating Lad? What's his name? What's the guy's name?
I hope so.
Stupid.
Because Matter Eating Lad
so
is a pretty
stupid, though. Like,
he's an amazing character.
So dumb.
He can eat anything. He starts chowing down on a door, they'll be out in like 8 hours.
How does he digest all that stuff?
Because he's Matter Eating Lad.
Has he ever like bitten into like a person?
I mean, I'm sure there is some one-off, but it's Legion of Superheroes, so it's the dumbest stuff on Earth already. like, hey, we all have flight wings. Some of us legitimately have the power to fly. Yeah, but we gave everyone flight rings, so it's cool. So
well played.
Anyway, Legions is that shows up in Smallville, which I think they were talking about like a Smallville reboot too.
How about like another show that
idea.
lasts like 12 seasons where the person never becomes the hero that we all know that they are? Like
he flies in the last episode. I to be the completionist that I in my heart apparently felt I needed to be. I bought seasons of that show I did not watch so that I would have them all on
I never
DVD.
really watched it, but it was on forever, and he was never a Superman.
That show started my freshman year of college and lasted until I had like a professional job.
Never
like,
Superman.
That show
he
went
fought
for...
Zod and
No, he was
Dark Side, and
he was the Blur. They had the Justice League shows up at one, like they do their own version of the Justice League where like they have the Flash and Cyborg is the actor that played famous Jet Jackson. But the only way you know he was Cyborg was when Clark did like his X-ray vision. You saw his bones were like robotic, but like he just wore a gray hoodie, and that's his cyborgness. I was like,
I guess
it was so bad.
I guess
there was a
Cyborg
whole
kinda
different
did an
Green
homage
Arrow
to him in the Justice League movie, then in a way, because he had on a gray.
I mean,
so
that's. I mean, that shot was like scene for scene from a comic book, but
it's more fun.
yes,
that
we
way.
could also say that
ridiculous.
is an homage. Okay, like they were going to do spin-off shows for Arrow and Aquaman. They had shot the Aquaman pilot from that show. Man, Smallville. I don't know. It was the precursor to all the superhero TV shows now, so I guess it has some due, or it's due some credit.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Equalizer this weekend because I love the first.
We should wrap up.
It is.
I still haven't seen the first one.
Wait,
yes.
they made a sequel to Equalizer?
Yeah,
it comes out tomorrow.
How did I not hear about this?
Did you see the first one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
No,
but
I know what it is.
Just taking people apart in like some of the most gruesome ways
Beatings.
ever. I mean, pretty much.
He's just a Punisher. Like he's
like I mean, when he's in the hardware store, I almost feel sorry for those guys what he did to them.
Maybe I did see the first one when it came on like HBO or whatever.
I mean, it's been like a decade plus, right?
No.
Yeah. This is the first sequel that Denzel's ever done.
No.
It's the first sequel. So that's crazy. Yes, the thing I cannot.
Is that true? The first Equalizer. Equalizer came out in 2014.
All right. Jeez, I swear I would have guessed 8 to 10 years ago.
Man, now I'm gonna go look up the TV show. Now I'm gonna go look up Denzel Washington's IMDb.
So this movie came out while we were doing a podcast.
I remember seeing it. I was like, and I mean, I knew there would be action in it because like he kind of does a thing where like he slows down time and like kind of walks through what he's gonna do. But I mean, the stuff he did to people, I mean, it was gory sometimes. like gosh, his knee will not ever be the same, man. What I loved about it was like the main antagonist was so frustrated because he kept asking him like, "Who do you work for?" And he would never answer him. He was just so pissed off, like, "Who do you work for?"
I think he might
never done a sequel.
Denzel Washington's never done a sequel.
Nope.
Like I'm looking at the list of things, and I can make some jokes, like you know how The Preacher's Wife is the prequel to Fallen. Like that's
it's not
a pair. I'm joking. I'm 100% joking.
That movie ended a lot differently.
I'm 100% joking. Those movies are very different.
Like, what?
Yes, those movies are very different.
Russell Crowe.
They're not related.
Virtuosity. That was so bad. That was a bad movie.
I do not remember. I'm looking at the movie poster for it right now. I do not remember.
That was terrible.
Title sounds familiar.
I mean, I've seen a lot of these, like
Philadelphia,
Crimson Tide, The Pelican Brief.
I'm just saying.
No,
there's no sequel to
Glory.
There's no sequel to Malcolm X.
Ton of these, but like,
to...
he's never yet. I mean, remember the Titans and then Training Day? That like how that takes place in all.
Remember the Titans too.
Remember the Titans too. Electric Boogaloo.
Mobile
the Book of Eli.
The Book of Eli has some dope action sequences too. So did I. I'm not really.
I enjoyed that movie a lot.
What's her name? Mia Kunis can act at all, but so that movie was good despite her being.
I
When you find out the twist at the end, I really enjoyed it. Like
how?
But it also makes it seem like no, they can't do a sequel to this.
Imagine a sequel to Book of Eli with her. Like, just forget it.
Did you see
I never saw
Max Payne movie?
Yes.
I
saw it like within like the last year.
Like, if you want an example of something where it looks like Mila Kunis doesn't know how to act, that's a pretty good one. No, you know what? I think she's actually pretty good in some things. Like,
okay, she was all right in Black Swan. I'll give her.
Yes,
that.
She's the other.
I'll give her that.
She's the other dancer. It's
speaking of Natalie Portman. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Also, I really enjoy Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm not saying she was like tremendous in it or anything, but I think that is.
I know people often blame Hayden Christensen and obviously George Lucas for the prequels and how bad they were. Well, he was in 2 of them. Natalie Portman phoned in all 3 of those movies. I don't care. Like, somehow she just got away unscathed, but she was horrible in all 3.
I don't know.
But George Lucas every day on set,
14-year-old or whatever,
must have gone up to her and said, "All right, here's the tip I'm going to give you. Here's a phone.
Annie,
talk into it.
You're breaking my heart." Like, shut up, Annie. Like, she was almost as bad as Hayden Christensen was. He was like 8.
Not worse than Jake Lloyd.
I blame him, but not. He was a kid. I don't, And plus, Darth Maul. Maul was awesome. So.
The
ending.
Duel of the Fates. A music video that stayed on like MTV for months. That was just an orchestra.
Yeah, the scene was great, but Darth Maul is awesome. I don't know. He had some moves as a character.
He looked cool.
He's actually like.
When he was on that.
Does he look cool with his robot legs now? Since they brought him back.
Tell me.
I will throw this out there. I watched. I only saw like the second half of the Chips movie this week.
Oh my god! Like, I have an
That is one weird movie.
Myself to watch them.
Like, Eric Estrada shows up in it at one point, but like, also like Michael Pena's character is like some kind of sexual deviant, and
was he one of the main characters?
Michael Pena.
Pena. Oh. He's
right.
Like, but I didn't see the start, so like I assume they explain it. So
Michael Pena or Michael Pena, yeah,
the guy from Ant-Man.
You said like Michael Penis. Like,
there we go.
What are you talking about?
Pena is what I said. I definitely didn't say penis. Anyway, go to the tape.
When that movie came out in the theater,
turn on the fog.
He and Dax Shepard together made an appearance on Conan, where like, it was literally the weekend after the movie had come out, and they were like deep in the throes of this movie is a complete failure. We're here to promote it anyway. They came out wearing T-shirts that said #1 comedy in America, and he says, "Doesn't matter. We're the only comedy right now."
Saw that movie. I don't think Dax Shepard.
No, it lost so much money. I just. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, it's on HBO right now, so if you want to watch it, like if you have access to HBO, you should. Like, I don't.
Car 54 where Are You Part 2, then saw Chips.
It was. I had fun watching it, but there was. At one point, like, he's sexy FaceTiming with the mom from Malcolm in the Middle, and I was very confused. Okay. And then Kristen Bell is also in it, so Dax Shepard's wife.
Right.
And Vincent D'Onofrio is again evil
Johnson
in it, because I don't think Yeah, I can't think of a movie where Vincent D'Onofrio is not evil.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure there's a war
Jacket,
movie where he
but I don't know if he was evil. He was. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah. I can't think of
like I can't.
All right, gents. If we hurry along, we can wrap things up by midnight.
All right.
Okay.
Good
night,
Harold.
everybody.
Shout outs, plug.
Okay, shout outs. I'd like to shout out my friend Peter, aka Shellshock. TV/Shellshock Prime. You should check him out. He's a good guy. Streams a lot of Nintendo, some retro. Good guy. Yeah, Twitch.tv/Shellshock Prime.
Good stuff.
Mike.
Yes, of course. As always, I encourage those who are eligible to donate blood, and if you have any pets, to have them spayed or neutered.
What would I? Hey, if you haven't heard about Extra Life, which is odd, but if you haven't, go to Extra Life.
Incredible! This is obviously the first moment you've ever listened to the show.
Go to extra-life.org, and yeah, check it out. If you'd like to join a team, the GameEnthus team would love to have you.
So with the H-Bomb and Friends team.
So, if you want
competing,
the beautiful people.
If you want to be on the,
it's just me.
If you want, yeah. So, yeah. So go to extra-life.org/team/GameEnthus, and sign up and help your local Children's Miracle Network Hospital. So, and I'll be at PsychoCon next week. So if we record on Thursday, I probably won't be here. So
it's all about
Psycho Crusher.
It's some anime convention in Allentown. I
love the movie Psycho.
So, you know what? We do so much better.
We did all of this last
we
show.
We did this. I'm like, we did so much better at horror movies.
Shop for Shop remake.
So, we do so much better at horror conventions than I feel like we do at anime conventions. So I would be okay.
Right, well, Harold, thank you for joining us once again.
I'm glad
me
to
too.
be
I'm
here.
sorry.
Hope
If
it's
it's
not
been
another
that long, I apologize. I'll have all Harold's information in the show notes, so you can check him out and all the things that he's doing. Let's see what else. Thank you, folks who stopped by the chat, stopped by to watch the stream. We appreciate that. If you want to leave us feedback, podcast at GameEnthus.com. Voicemail line is 202-573-7686. I put some new stuff up on YouTube, so watch it, give it a like, all that good stuff. Share it with a friend. Time down, make them watch it repeatedly. You know, the normal stuff. I think that's it. Lord willing, we should be back next week. I guess Wednesday next week we'll be back. All right. You darn well better.
I'll see what I can do.
Darn well better. All right. That's it. We're out of here. Before 12:01. We made it.
Yay!
No, not before.
During 12:01?
Whatever you
During
do, don't
12.
podcast with them after midnight. I don't even know what that is.
Oh.
Well, what time zone?
It's
What
a
time
cookbook.
zone?
It's a cookbook. That's a creepy episode. You ever seen that episode?
Anyway.
It's creepy.
Yes. But is it any creepier than like the kid that can like teleport you or just blink you out of existence or whatever?
Well, the ending is it's a little.
Like,
it's not
that
a
one's
good
pretty
ending.
bad.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I started watching
Twilight
Black
Zone?
Mirror. Oh my gosh, man!
Yeah.
Why didn't you all tell me?
I still only.
Why didn't you all tell me?
I've only
that
watched
first
one
episode's
episode of that whole TV
completely
show,
insane.
and I was like, I watched the first episode of season 4 because that's the Star Trek one, and that's the only one I wanted to see.
USS Callister.
Blew my mind.
I
watched
heard it
two.
was
Watched the second
good.
one, too.
I haven't.
That show was nuts, man.
So-
I like it though. We got to get out of here. I should have been in bed 4 hours.
I
ago.
haven't watched it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Thank you for having me on. Sorry I couldn't have done it and you know, as it turned out, Jared actually canceled on me last week, so I couldn't have done last.
No, that's
If
fine.
you had recorded on Thursday.
Hey, these
You guys wound up recording on Wednesday, so
That's
that
all good.
wouldn't
Man.
have
It's
helped.
good to have you back,
things happen.
and we're glad you're here.
But I'm glad to be here.
It won't be.
I hope it's not another
And if
2
it
years.
is, we'll just blame Mike for it.
And I need to get you
Pretty
guys
much.
back on my show.
Yeah, let me know.
Aaron, especially
Let me know
you.
there.
It's been a while.
All right. I think we're still streaming this. I don't know.
Yeah, we
No.
are.
Well, since we're still streaming this, let me ask
I
you:
need
did
to
anyone
watch
else
it,
watch the
'cause I like
Kingsman,
the first one.
the Golden
No.
Circle yet?
No. It's on HBO, right?
It's on.
Only
Yeah, it's on
get
HBO right now.
Stars, but-
They use Country Road like 5 times in that movie,
Country
and now I've had it stuck in my head
Road,
for a week.
Take me home.
Like,
What
Oh,
movie uses the
take me
same
home.
song?
like, and in different part, like 2 parts, it's
West
plot
Virginia.
critical. Like, the song is plot critical.
There's somebody driving around listening to it on the car
There's no
radio.
such thing
One
as
of
a
them
car
sings
radio.
it.
It's no wives'
Actually, I think
tale.
they might both times singing it. So. But
Yeah.
anyway, you should watch it
I
and
heard
just
it
count
wasn't
how
as
many
good as the
times
first one.
they play at least the refrain.
I don't know. I think the first one was good, but people made it out to be like the second coming. And it's like, nah, it's all right.
I think the first one had a lot of shock value also to it. Like,
Nope.
it was
I
Kingsman. No one had really heard of the comic. And
Ooh,
like that
wow.
that scene in the church is crazy.
Especially
Like,
with Colin Firth.
who had seen that kind of stuff? Like,
the King's
yeah,
Speech.
with the guy who just won like whatever the Oscar or whatever for the King's Speech. And you're like, that's weird. This is
I've got all this pent up rage after that.
this is a strong turn. And then so it's good. I think the second one's real interesting. I think there's some. So it's about like an international drug cartel. I'll say that. And like, there's probably some like real poignant like. I don't think they intentionally mean to address this, but like, hey, maybe we should look at how we attempt to treat drug use and
Wait,
addiction.
are you suggesting we should have self reflection about anything as a country? No, say it ain't so.
Wait for the. So you have to see it because it's the president. Let's say the president in the movie takes a hard line, and
there must be some other way.
who's the
I was the one who was supposed to break into. You're stealing my gig, Aaron.
It's a
No,
good
no,
song.
I like the harmony.
Okay. Yeah.
who's the one that plays Captain Pike in the first Star Trek?
Bruce Greenwood.
Hey, the
That's
game
very
day, what's
impressive
going on?
if that's actually
We pretty
who it
much
is. I have
finished,
no
but we haven't
idea.
closed the stream down yet.
In the first Star Trek, the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Yeah.
No, Eric. Actually,
Okay.
Eric Bana.
He's
plays
the
Everly
president in
Rowe.
this, and he takes, let's say, he takes a hard line, let's say, on it, and I would watch it. I've now watched it twice. I think it's a good movie. I think maybe they overdo the statesman stuff, which I don't think is a spoiler since it was in the trailer. But like, hey, there's
Is
an
this for, like,
American version of
sequels
the
and crap?
Kingdom.
Is that what they did there? Or was that in the
So-
comic book?
I don't know if they ever wrote a second comic because the first comic was not called Kingsman. It's called like The Secret Service or something. I don't know if they ever wrote a
They'll just
sequel
blend that
graphic
and
novel
want it
for
together and make one.
the Golden Circle.
Wanted.
If they made a Wanted based on the comic, I would go watch that movie in a second. Even if they had to cast Eminem, since that character was pretty much based on Eminem. Like at one point, they go to an alternate universe and start killing other superheroes, so they can get Superman's kryptonite condom. So, so Wanted, the comic, it's, hey, what if all the supervillains teamed up together? Because like each superhero has like 5 or 6 like direct nemesis. So if they all teamed up, the superheroes would be screwed. So in Wanted the comic, all the super, like the Lex Luthor and the Joker and blah 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 all team up. They kill all the superheroes and essentially start running the world from the background. And then the Joker gets, and they essentially give all the like top ranking supervillains a continent. And the Joker like feels like gypped, and he's like, I need the Batman, like a Batman to balance me, blah blah. So he starts this whole like essentially war inside the supervillains. But otherwise, for like a couple decades, they're running the world, and like it's a crappy world, but like it's like there's no people dying in the streets anymore or anything. So anyway, yeah, so he's like the son of Deadshot essentially in that movie or in that comic. So that's why he can bend bullets and whatnot. So
that's Will Smith, right?
In the Suicide Squad, yes. Or as I call the Suicide Squad, Will Smith and his amazing friends.
Not very good.
It's a terrible premise. You don't put together a team with an 80-pound clown to take down Superman. That's not how this works.
All right, throw your shoe.
like why? She was there. She was there just to, like, I don't know, distract him, because she wasn't there for any tactical value. And then with the like Slipknot, they introduce and then immediately kill Slipknot, which is what they kill KGB Beast in the comic, at least in the first version of the Suicide Squad. Like that's based off of. He's like, I'm not gonna, and she just blows.
You've seen the trailer for this movie called Widows?
But yeah,
with Viola Davis. Some other people. They're like all these women who like their husbands are like kingpins and stuff or whatever, and then they all get like killed. And they want to steal their money back from like the feds, so they all like it. I don't know. It felt like I got like a set it off kind of vibe with it. Liam
Neeson, Michelle Rodriguez, Viola Davis.
The
John Punisher.
Baron Thorne.
It looks like is in it. Yeah, I know it starts with a B. Yeah, there's a lot of people in there. So. But anyway, yeah, Octopath Traveler is pretty good. Like I've enjoyed it.
I won't touch it, but
I want to play more of it.
It's nice.
So
I'll do the RPG.
Yeah, I'm leaving it alone too.
Not that I ever really did, but.
I mean, this really hits the spot for me. I mean, I love old school JRPGs from the 8 and 16-bit era, and it feels
good. It looks like a quality product. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
So, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Yeah, whatever. Next week and go from there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Have a good one, people.
Adios.